Todd Richardson here at Wheeler Power Sports as we gear up for Christmas. Simon, you're the guy to come see.
We have new inventory in stock such as the Kawasaki Mule 4010, Kawasaki KX 450 SR, KO S70, Polaris Ranger Crew XP 1000 North Star and Camo, and the Polaris Sportsman 570 Hunting Edition. Give us a call or text us at 479-783-5822.
901 North 11th Street in downtown Fort Smith, Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive, was inspiring,
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
in the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Even though the holidays are almost here, there is still time to get results for your body with a personal trainer right here in the River Valley from Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill. Your choice for the results you want. Black Friday buy one, get one personal training specials. And new members get the rest of the year for free. Even more Black Friday specials to choose from. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill on 71 North. Ask about our giveaway from our partner, First Form and Vortex Optics. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill, ready to help you train for the body you deserve. Anytime Fitness, Rye Hill.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our temperatures will be cooler, upper 30s north, mid 40s south. Nice and clear tonight, and overnight low in the low to mid 20s. And then Saturday, lots of sunshine, a high near 45. Sunday, blue skies, sunshine, a high close to 50 degrees. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I would just say I'm not set for the priesthood or taking one of those vows. I just don't know how they do it.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. HitThatLine.com.
Smith, I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're gonna go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Matt Jones, man, take it to the house. And the dunk.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What they for one racerback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones. 1, 2, 3. Turn it.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Good morning and welcome into halftime. We are at Gellco Outdoors in Fort Smith, 4600 South Zero Street for the Christmas sale. And really so I can just stand next to my partner, Matt Jones, today and do some radio. Well, the day before we take off for a couple of days. I guess they call that a weekend. I'm a little bit out of sorts today. It's good to be with you. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston in the studio. It's halftime. You're listening to ESPN Arkansas, HitThatLine.com, and the Hit That Line Now app. Good morning, Matt. Hope you slept a little more than I did last night. We didn't get back until I think the plane landed from North Carolina about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I think when I closed my eyes, it was 2. For some reason, my body just insists on getting up at 6 o'clock no matter what. So, but since I'm next to your shining personality and bright smiling face, I feel nice and awake today.
I like it when we start this off with a lie on this holiday hour. And Merry Christmas to you. Glad you made it safe. Man, my sleep last night, I slept okay. I woke up like 3 times, like every couple hours. And then I finally about 3 or so, I finally got to sleep myself. So, but no, I was in bed, had another Carson episode, and he started it off with, he goes, you know, the Beverly Hills and McDonald's, they serve escargot. And it's like, yeah, they call it mixed slugs.
Right. That's a perfect Johnny Carson joke.
Right. That's how he started his monologue. So it was good. Good day. Good to see you.
Like the jokes, 5 seconds to tell and about a split-second laugh is all you're looking for, right? Well, it's a beautiful day outside here in Fort Smith, if not a little bit chilly. They've put us inside. I think you probably came a little bit more prepared for what could have been colder temperatures outdoors.
Got the long knee socks on.
How many layers? How many layers of socks?
Just 2 socks, 3 layers, but I got the extra layer. And so, and you got the neck warmer too. They sell those here, man. They sell everything here, but the best things I love are those like runner's mask and like fisherman and keep your neck, all that stuff. I got one of those. So.
Women's basketball last night in the Cherokee Invitational. It's tough to go 0-2 in one of the multi-team events, losing to Liberty, and then last night it's another slow start against Troy. It's just something they can't quite figure out, it's trying to figure out why does Arkansas football occasionally come out flat, and I don't think anybody really knows why. I don't think the coaches know why. They'll always tell you, if I knew why, we'd fix it.
Well, it's I think a little bit is it's kids. They're not they're acting like professionals. They're getting paid like professionals now, but still, when you're 18, 19. 20, it's you have other things going on. You got a chemistry test. You're picking out your classes for the next, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever you got going. There's just seems like there's a little bit more to it. And then when you get professional, they kind of learn. So I think there's a maturity aspect that they're still kids. So sometimes there's about 10-15% of the times they're going to come out a little flat. And then when you don't have a lot of talent, you come out flat, then that's when you really take it on the chin.
I think there's some talent, but I think it's young talent. I think it's inexperienced, and they're just inexperienced at playing basketball the way that you got to prepare and be coached in college. So I think it's just going to take some time with this team.
And just saying the word chemistry kind of got me. Like, think about having to go to chemistry class. I mean, they got a full slate of classes. At least I still think, you hear all this NIL stuff, and nobody's talking about on track to graduate or the student part of it, but at least most of these kids, they're going to go professional in something else, so they better be going to class.
They're going to be professional chemists. Hey, our boy Bill King, he was a chemical engineer major.
Get your degree. It looks like you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, well, why not? That's right. Now they're 10 days off before their next game. Men's basketball gets back into action tomorrow, but then takes a break. And this is also the last day of school for a lot of kids across our listening audience. Not like they're listening, but their parents might be on a day where they might have the kids in the car. My daughter's not even in school today, so this is one of those school days, Matt. It's like, why are we here today? How many movies are we going to be putting on? Do they even roll over? You remember when you were a student and they would roll that double-decked television holder, they just roll it out there with the VCR on the bottom part.
Every March Madness when Arkansas, you think 94, 95, 96, Hogs were making runs in the tournament. Absolutely. They would roll that back in there, and then if the Hogs were playing, you'd watch the game.
Well, that's the way we would watch. I mean, that was basically education for the last 2 days of a semester at my school. I don't know if it's necessarily like that today, but it's a little tough for, I think, the students to stay focused. And we're a week away from the Liberty Bowl, man. I mean, it is a week. It's kind of come up on me a little bit quicker, I guess, than I expected. A depth chart was released today. They sent the game notes out. I think they go Monday. They're spending the week in Memphis.
That's cool. So they'll get to spend Christmas together. That's pretty neat. I want to say the Music City Bowl, we did something like that, and so it's just a different experience. But
see, that's what cool. I wondered about, like the playoff games that are tonight and tomorrow. they're not getting the same experience. I'm not saying this as any complaint. I mean, do they get the big swag bags, and all of that? Is there a parade, big banquets and everything? Or is this just like a road game? Because it is a road game for the teams that are traveling out there. So I know that there's like the pomp and circumstance of bowls, and you can chuckle about what some of these bowls mean now, but they still do events and parades and everything. I mean, they're doing there's all sorts of things going on in Memphis the day before the Liberty Bowl and leading up to it, but I don't think that's the case in South Bend tonight. The attraction isn't a parade. The attraction isn't anything other than a unique event in college football history, and then we get to see 3 of them tomorrow.
Man, maybe they'll do something like what the NBA All-Star Game's doing. You start thinking, I know you brought up something like being the flag football, like a Pro Bowl, but you could do. I mean, there's just so many things you can do. You try to make it. It's the bowl game's supposed to be a reward for a successful season. It's something you earned,
and so is the playoff.
And so, yeah, but I know we're talking about these bowl games kind of not being what they used to be, because they're not. I mean, I don't know how you get it back with all the opt-outs and everything. But the playoffs, man, if you're not excited for this is going to be pretty cool. What do you think tonight with the Notre Dame Indiana? Indiana got a chance. I know we still haven't got your picks. We got to get Christian's picks.
We're supposed to do this all before we get off the air, like 1:56:20. We're off the air. We better get those picks in before the last segment, because if you don't say anything about it to me, I'll forget. I mean, I got you. I got it wrote down. We got Dudley Dawson, Bill King, all chalk. I'm all chalk except for Tennessee, and then we'll get you 45 and the units picks before we get out of here. How after watching college football this year, how could you not at least pick one road upset?
Yeah, man, right?
There has to be one. Where is it? It's not tonight.
I think this is my lock. So if I was to make one of those 5-star locks, it would be Notre Dame victory. I don't know. I'm not saying by how much. I don't know what the line is. I'm just saying that out of these 4 teams, I think this is the one that you can see that Notre Dame's going to win tonight. I have a good feeling about it.
The rest of the games, I mean, I've gone through it throughout this last week. I think Texas should beat Clemson, but I don't trust Quinn Ewers. I really don't. I think a defense like Clemson can take advantage the way that Georgia took advantage against Ewers. And with in that one, and then also looking at Ohio State, there's just bad. I don't know how to put it. There's the bad juju around Ohio State right now, and I don't know if I trust their offense and specifically the offensive line from being able to block the edge rushers, Pierce, the great linebacker. I mean, I think they're going to get to Ohio State quite a bit, and that's why I think that it's quarterback play and really offensive line play that I think could undo the 2 teams I'm talking about that are significant home favorites. But again, I mean, I would want to go with chalk, but I just can't. I can't not pick one road team tonight tomorrow too.
I'll tell you this: Clemson has a defensive end that's going to be a top 20 pick. Tennessee does too, and those are both dog teams. That's somewhere where they can cause havoc. They can cause a sack. The front 7 of Clemson and Tennessee can compete with anybody. I don't know if Clemson's outside can hold up with Texas's speed, but yes, their D line can get to them. And same with Tennessee. That they'll cause Ohio State a little bit of trouble.
So I just also would say, we say the bowl games and all of that, and you'll snicker at this and that. I haven't watched a bowl game yet. I'm excited to see what Arkansas does a week from now.
Yeah, I want to see C.J. Brown making a start. You want
Monte Harrison.
Want to see him run and move. I feel like when the last time I saw him run and move, he picked up an onside kick against UAB, and then I didn't see him much. So, yeah, you want to see if the game comes to him and how he's going, because I expect some good things out of Monte Harrison.
I do. And I was going to go look and see, like, what games were played a year ago. Like, remember yesterday, Courtney Crutchfield goes into the transfer portal and said, well, it's been 1 year since he flipped and signed, or at least committed to Missouri. So that was 1 year. I don't know what bowl game was played a year ago, but I guarantee you it doesn't have anything of the significance that we're going to be watching tonight. And it's just what's happening tonight, and I feel like Notre Dame is the perfect place for this to happen, is the most unique thing to ever happen in college football until it happens 3 times tomorrow. This has never been done before. A playoff game. I mean, a game that matters. Somebody's season ends tonight, and one team goes on. I mean, it's different from a bowl game in which you win your bowl game and that's it. your season's over and you call yourself a champion for winning that game. This is unique. This has never happened before in college football. And you got to be here for it. If you love the sport and the craziness that's going on around it might change the way you feel about it, aren't you at least fired up that you got a game like this tonight in that stadium, in that weather? Did you see the photos from Notre Dame Stadium this morning?
I have not.
They built a snowman, I think, outside the stadium to get a look at it inside, and the field's covered in snow.
Magical powers.
Gorgeous.
That'd be a trivia question. You know, who hosted the first playoff 12 game? It was in South Bend.
That's exactly right. So that's why today, I mean, we know it's historic, but just try to wrap your mind around it and everything. Any of the thoughts we have about portal, NIL, coaching carousel, anything, just lock yourself in the thought that tonight we get a chance to watch something that has never been done before in American sports. Hopefully we'll remember it. I think we will. Here's what we got on halftime today for a Friday. Again, we are live at Gellco Outdoors for the Christmas sale. Got lots going on here. 50% off work, hunting, and casual clothing. Special deals on Moultrie SD card game cameras, now only $49.99. Gellco gift cards, also a perfect fit. And just 25%. Aaron Torres on halftime right after this.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line podcast network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
'Tis the season for Hardee's handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch buttermilk biscuits pulled fresh from the oven. The return of special traditions like salty sweet candied bacon. And faithful friends like Hardee's cinnamon raisin biscuits gathered near to us and served all day, all season long. From icing drizzled biscuits to savory charbroiled burgers, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon. Available for limited time at participating locations. Items may vary.
Hey River Valley, Yeager's Ace Hardware is now open at 942 4th Street in Bartley. Conveniently located minutes from Fort Smith and Chaffee Crossing, Yeager's is your locally owned hardware and lumber store. Come by and visit with your Yeager's experts today and check out our new space packed with all of your hardware essentials. Open 7 days a week, the folks at Yeager's Hardware are committed to serving the River Valley for all of your home improvement and hardware needs. Yeager's, real help, real savings.
Hi everybody, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Are you tired of the same old smelly gym? Then it's time to try something new. Let's hang out. The Hangout Fitness and Sports is the River Valley's only multi-sport family-friendly facility and boasts a 24-hour gym and indoor courts for tennis and pickleball. Over 8,000 square feet for the gym alone. It's never overcrowded. The Hangout has certified trainers on staff with group personal training available. If HIIT, bar, yoga, or Pilates is your thing, they have them too. Join today and get December free with a 3-month commitment. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
With the new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell, luxury is all in the details. A cheesy gordita crunch with the crisp bite of a crunchy taco wrapped in a pillowy flatbread. A beefy 5-layer burrito with seasoned beef stacked on velvety melted cheese. A crunchy taco, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink. All for just $7. Live Lux for less today at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks exclude free tax extra.
Courtside with Fort Smith Public Schools.
You know, one of the things that the way I like to coach, I solicit a lot of feedback from the girls. And there's that language that you develop with your players that those seniors already know. And so when I'm asking them to do something, they can translate it for me, you know? Or when I'm needing feedback from them, they kind of know what I'm wanting to hear.
Coaches take you inside on what's going on in Fort Smith sports. New episode every week on the Hit That Line podcast network and on hitthatline.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Oh, honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Honey, oh, sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Just can't believe the loveliness of loving you. Just believe it's true. Just can't believe the wonder of this feeling too. Just believe it's true. Ah, sugar.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Oh, going to the phones here on a Friday where we have an historic event going on in Notre Dame Stadium. Aaron Torres is with us from the Aaron Torres Sports Podcast, Aaron Torres Media, Fox Sports Radio. Happy playoff day, AT. This is unique. We've never seen anything like this before. We get to see 3 more of them tomorrow. And, you know, I honestly, I'm just happy that there are games that people feel matter so that at least for 3 or 4 hours and maybe all day tomorrow, we don't have to worry too much about transfer portal and NIL stuff, and we can just get back to that next week.
Yeah, first of all, you know, I know you guys were all drinking champagne and eating caviar around this time last week, so, you know, I hope, you know, I'm not interrupting too much fun, or I hope that you guys had fun last week. And, yeah, Phil, it's amazing, you know, and this is kind of the cycle of college sports, right? I mean, it's not just this and the transfer portal and whatever. It's, you know, it's obviously, look, during the summer, all we get is realignment this, and college sports is dying that. And then the games get played in August and September, and you realize that what we do is awesome and it's all worth it, and there's a reason we all love what we do. But, yeah, I think that this year, I will say, it feels like, and I know we say it every year, feels like NIL in the portal is probably a little bit more out of control than it has been in the past. I think players fully understand the leverage that they have. And by the way, they're coming up now in a system, in a world where they know about NIL, and NIL is kind of part of the fabric of the recruitment. So I think it's changed even from 2-3 years ago. It's been a little bit hectic for sure, but it will also be nice to just focus on football over the next couple of days. Of course, then we know what's going to happen, which is if SMU loses ugly or if Indiana loses ugly, then that's just proof that Alabama and Ole Miss should have been in, and what was the committee doing, and we need to change the playoffs. So it should still be fun, though. It should still be fun.
Yeah, Aaron, before we get into some of those games, I want to kind of get your thoughts on Georgia losing their starting quarterback, and how much does the value of Kirby Smart help you kind of put that aside? I guess we saw it not too long ago, 10, 12 years ago with Ohio State. Urban Meyer, they were down to their third-string quarterback. Does that hurt Georgia too much? Do you still have Georgia as one of your favorites?
I'll tell you, what I think it really hurts is the value of a conference championship game. And I think if you're Kirby Smart, I think you're having long conversations with Greg Sankey of, cool, we got a trophy, but was it worth it because we lost our starting quarterback? And, there was already talk about the value of, this is something I've been talking about since long before we even expanded the playoff was, what do you do with teams that lose in the conference championship game? And it feels like there was essentially no reason to play them because Texas, Penn State, and SMU weren't punished in any way, shape, or form for losing. So I think really the Carson Beck injury to me more than anything just speaks to the role of conference championship games going forward, if we have them, if we need them. On the field, I think it's a little too early to tell. I mean, Carson Beck, I don't think is one of the reasons that Georgia is in the position that they're in right now to compete for a national championship. I mean, you go through the season, I think it was 4 interceptions, even in a win against Texas, even in the first one, he had multiple interceptions against Kentucky, multiple interceptions against Florida, multiple interceptions against Alabama. So I think there's probably a faction of Georgia fans that are at least intrigued to see what Gunnar Stockton can do. I'm not saying you ever want to lose a starting quarterback. I don't know how much it's necessarily going to hurt them.
You got an upset. It's coming on the next 4 days. There has to be an upset, right? With what's happened through the season this year on the field and the upsets that we've watched. How can't there be an upset in at least one of these games? I guess I'm looking at Tennessee, Ohio State, and I also think Clemson could pull it off here, and I think it's because I don't trust either of those. I don't trust Texas's offensive line. I don't trust Quinn Ewers all that much, and I feel the same about Ohio State. And the Clemson and Tennessee are great up front defensively.
Yeah, so Phil, the one that you mentioned first is the one that immediately comes to mind. Like, it's weird because I understand Tennessee, according to the sports books, is a 7.5-point underdog, but Michigan was a 23.5-point underdog a couple weeks ago in the same building. So I think Tennessee, listen, they played Georgia, they played Alabama, they played whoever. I think the other thing too is they're kind of built for the playoff. They're built to play. They're weirdly built to play in cold weather. They run the ball well. They play great defense. They're built, by the way, to take advantage of Ohio State's biggest weakness, which is the offensive line. Obviously, we know how good that Tennessee defensive front is. So I think that there's that element of it. And then I think beyond that, it's just the vibes are weird in Columbus right now. And I think everybody's saying all the right things, but I talk, you guys all have sources in the industry like I do. And, I've talked to people the last 3 weeks, and I don't think it's a guarantee that Ryan, like if Ohio State loses in the first round, there's going to be hell to pay in that city. And I just think the vibes are really weird. I think, you have a couple 3-and-outs to start the game. The stadium gets a little restless. There's a lot of Tennessee fans there. So I don't even think that's an upset. But I will say, Phil, I do agree with you on Texas and Clemson just because I don't think Clemson's going to win because Texas's secondary is so good and Clemson really needs to throw the ball. But I think bigger picture for Texas, I do worry about exactly what you just said is Quinn Ewers. And Sark either doesn't trust Arch Manning or doesn't want to create a quarterback controversy. But I said it in the SEC championship game. I said, well, if you bench Quinn Ewers in week 8 or 9 or whatever at home against Georgia, why wouldn't you do the same in the SEC championship games? I just don't know that the Quinn Ewers that I've seen is good enough to win Texas a national championship. So I think this week in Austin is probably pretty close. And then I think going forward, if they can't get a spark out of Arch or if Quinn Ewers just can't step up his game, I don't think Texas can win a national championship.
Matt, what it feels like a little bit with the situation in Ohio State, the way that Aaron puts it there. It reminds me of like a home playoff game for the Cowboys right now. If they, they're not going to get in, but if they were, like Kentucky, the last 2, 3, 4 years in the NCAA tournament under Cal, is just the pressure to win.
They had to go to Robert Morris and got beaten
postseason, and it's just that's kind of the way that I feel about what's going on at Ohio State, and I can't imagine how much orange may be there. I guess some Ohio State fans have been selling their tickets to Tennessee fans, which to me goes against being a fan.
Well, no, and I think the analogies that you just made are perfect, is that it's just a weird vibe. Nobody trusts Ryan Day. Like, it's weird. I like, this is going to sound crazy. I don't know even if they make a run. Now, maybe if they win a national championship, everything will be fixed. But I think, even if they make a run, I don't think I think that fan base is not convinced that he's the guy, and more importantly, convinced that he will never be the guy. And that gets into some really slippery slope, dangerous territory. I'm just telling you, the vibes are weird. To your point, Phil, like this sounds crazy. I think there's a contingent of the Ohio State fan base that kind of wants the team to lose because it'll be proof of concept that Ryan Day isn't the guy, and it will expedite the process to get him out of there quicker. Now, will he get fired? Will he not get fired? I don't know. I'm still of the belief that you lose 4 straight to Michigan, 4 straight years you haven't won a Big Ten title. You lose with what we believe to be the most expensive roster in college football. I just don't know how you can bring him back. And so I just think, like I said, the vibes are really weird. Like you said, Phil, fans are clearly selling their tickets, and I just can't even imagine if it's, 14-6 at halftime and they can't move the ball. I can't even imagine what that stadium is going to be like as the two teams run towards the tunnel.
Hey, Aaron, there's a lot of good players. You got Genty at Boise State. You got Sampson at Tennessee. I know Clemson and Tennessee have a first-round defensive end. Who is what player excites you? Is there a player that Dylan Gabriel at Oregon, is there somebody that you're just looking forward to watch and compete in this playoffs?
Yeah, I'll give you a good one, Matt. And I think there's a lot weird. There is and there isn't, but I'm just intrigued by Drew Aller at Penn State. Basically played his best game. Yeah, I mean, listen, let's be honest. Let's just call it what it is. He looks like Josh Allen, plays, he has a style like Josh Allen, but he's nowhere near Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, but Josh Allen wasn't good in college either. So you're kind of like, well, if he plays to his potential, is Penn State all of a sudden in the conversation? And I think there's so many bigger picture issues because, one, I think if he does play to his potential, I do think, like, as crazy as it sounds, like, can Penn State make a run? I think they can make a run. I think it's also just fascinating because, he's obviously, look, I think another part that I glossed over that I should have, he's coming off basically his best game and Penn State's best game as an offense against one of the best defenses that they've faced in Oregon. And so I'm still not sold that James Franklin is going to just, we have 10 years of big game experience for James Franklin that hasn't been pretty, so I'm not sold that it's going to change. But, like, if it clicks for Drew Aller, I think it becomes fascinating. I think another variable, one, obviously their backup quarterback is now gone, but, like, what if he wins 3 straight games and Penn State's in the national championship? I know he said he's coming back next year, but, I mean, you go on a run in this college football playoff, almost like the NCAA tournament back in the day. Does that change your future? It's just, I think there's a lot of interesting conversations that could come out about that kid, but I think it all starts with the fact that they're basically probably coming off their best game that they've had in years against a marquee opponent in Oregon, and I think we're all kind of curious if he can kind of continue that in this 12-team playoff.
AT, before we let you go, I got to get your thoughts on an 887 winning percentage for Southeastern Conference men's basketball games out of conference. And we're starting conference play right after the new year, and it's just going to be amazing to watch this. Almost 90% of their games, I've never seen anything like that.
Well, especially against the competition that they played. I mean, just this week, Florida in North Carolina beats North Carolina. Oklahoma beats Michigan a week after Arkansas does the same. Listen, I think those of us that love college basketball, I think to a degree we saw this coming. All these schools have invested, in coaches. This is even pre-NIL. Auburn hiring Bruce Pearl, Chris Beard being able to land at Ole Miss, Rick Barnes at Tennessee, Arkansas, first with Eric Musselman coming off, deep NCAA tournament runs into John Calipari. You invest in the coaches, and then, listen, let's call a spade a spade. You're able to invest in players now, and the SEC has a lot of money. And so, listen, what I would say is we see horror stories all the time of NIL going wrong. So I think it starts with the coaches, but I think it starts with the league office even saying, hey, this is a sport that we have to pump resources into. And, again, before even NIL became a thing, that's when you see a Bruce Pearl get hired, a Rick Barnes get hired, et cetera, et cetera. So it is unbelievable. And, Phil, you're right. On a night-to-night basis, it's going to be unbelievable. You do worry a little bit about there's so many good teams that kind of the bottom and the middle of the conference kind of eating itself, what's the term, eating the poor or eating the weak or whatever. And it's like, are you going to actually hurt yourself by playing conference games? But I think, I'll just be quick because I know I'm kind of going a lot of different directions. I think this league is looking at 10, 11 NCAA tournament bids, and I think they're looking at a lot of teams that can make deep runs once they get to March.
AT, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll speak to you before the Liberty Bowl next week on Friday. We appreciate you coming on whenever you do. Appreciate your friendship, and hope your holiday is enjoyable.
Well, dude, same goes to you too, and everybody listening. Obviously, everybody knows I very much appreciate the support that the entire state of Arkansas and the Arkansas fan base has shown me in my career. So thank you, and Phil, your family, Matt, your family. I hope you guys have a great holiday, and we will talk next week.
You got it.
Yes, sir. Merry
Aaron
Christmas.
Torres with us on Halftime each Friday. As long as we're not sipping champagne and eating caviar at a Christmas party like last week.
They're called mixed slugs.
It's exactly. Is it McCaviar? Is that a thing too?
I do agree with his point. His last thing what he touched on with the coaches in the SEC basketball world. They're all first. I mean, we used to talk about that with football. Because when you had Saban in this. Anyways, it
took an investment in order to get where you are.
A lot of first-class coaches in SEC basketball world right now.
We get first-class listeners that would love to get on the show. 877-377-6963 to get with us on Halftime. There is a depth chart for the Liberty Bowl. We'll get a look at that in just a moment, so stay with us.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Wait. Skechers put the S in comfort?
Yes, comfort you have to feel to believe. Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
You sure? Because I won a spelling bee in the 5th grade, and I don't think there's an S in comfort.
Yes, Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Like our hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear that's completely touchless. You just step in and go. There's no bending down and no tying your shoes. And they have Skechers Air Cool Memory Foam for incredible comfort. Because at Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Okay, well, I've got some Skechers slip-ins. Here, let me try. Okay, I'm just stepping in and... Oh, wow. Skechers put the S in comfort.
Duh, we told you.
See for yourself how Skechers put the S in comfort. Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
It's countdown to Christmas sale time at Gellco Outdoors. Buy one item of clothing and get a second item of clothing of equal or lesser value at 50% off. Great brands like Ariat, Wrangler, Sitka, Drake, Pursuit Gear Sit Live, Under Armour, Non-Typical, and many more. Save 25% off all Yeti and Yukon Outfitter ice chests, coolers, tumblers, and cups. Hey Dude Footwear. Buy one pair, get a second pair 50% off. A Gellco gift card is always a perfect fit. Don't miss the countdown to Christmas sale. Gellco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
At Our Best Bank, we believe in the power of community. That's why we recognize, serve, and support communities of all kinds. From small towns to big cities, business startups to large companies, young families to seniors, and those with shared backgrounds and interests. We value your contributions and are proud to work alongside you because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit KevinHickeyLaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come Get You Some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUG. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Hey, Todd Richardson here at First Financial Mortgage. My mortgage lender, Ethan Adamson. Ethan, congratulations. Over 300 five-star reviews.
Yeah, Todd, we pride ourselves on delivering a five-star service during the entire mortgage process.
What sets you apart from everyone else?
I think communication, how quickly we work, we get you closed on time or early. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You keep saying you got something for me. Something you call love, but confessed. You've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin'. And now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
So we were talking about the Netflix documentary that's coming out next summer about the SEC, like maybe 2/3 of the SEC. They're going to have Netflix is going all in on sports. I guess they have for a little bit here. John Elway documentary coming out. That looks like that'll be a keeper. That's one to watch.
I'll watch that one, absolutely.
If I were to pick my favorite non-Steeler NFL player of all time, it's Elway.
Well, when Costanza's like, think of the I'm going to name my child 7, I thought he was going to go off of Elway. Absolutely, man. Elway was a stud.
There wasn't anything like him. And he also, remember we were getting into this yesterday about, like the James Franklin thing, the whole idea of the narrative, and it's not a narrative, it's the reality that you can't win the big game. They're going to say that about you until you actually do, and that's why this weekend is so huge for Franklin. But they said that about Elway as well. Mm-hmm. To me, it's also a question of, what is the big game? For Ohio State, it's Michigan, so Day hasn't won the big game. For Penn State, it's Michigan and Ohio State, and they haven't won enough of those. For Elway, it's like, all right, well, you got blown out in the Super Bowl a couple of times, but is winning the AFC Championship game not a big game? I mean, that seems to be a fairly big game, too. Same with Jim Kelly.
I think Elway made it to at least 5 of those things. Yeah, he's the narrative, it gets that way, especially for the Super Bowl. But, man, Kelly, Marino, I think those are 2 of the best quarterbacks of that generation to not win a Super Bowl. So if it came down to it, and you're picking your all-time team, let's say, and there's eight of us in the, would you take Kelly or Marino, like in some type of like Stratomatic baseball world, like when we're playing the game, or would you take somebody who had a chip beside their name?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. I mean, do you go if you were to pick any of the 3?
Because you would take Marino and you would take Elway. I mean, you would take Marino and Kelly. You would take both of those guys over Brad Johnson. And he won a Super Bowl.
And Dilfer.
Over Dilfer, exactly. Warren Moon, you would take Warren Moon over all those guys, too.
You're going to view it differently in football than other sports. You remember the argument of the 3 shortstops in the American – heck, it was 4 shortstops. You had Nomar Garcia-Pera, Alex Rodriguez, Miguel Tejada, and Jeter. I mean, the only guy to win a World Series at that point was Jeter. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd have taken Jeter over A-Rod at that point, though, right? I mean, he is who he is.
That Texas Ranger A-Rod?
That would have been Seattle Mariners
yeah,
A-Rod.
Yeah,
and then Rangers A-Rod, too. So I'll put that Elway thing on at a moment's notice. If the moment it comes up, I'll flip it on.
Absolutely.
I loved watching Elway. 877-377-6963. All right, we do have a depth chart for the Liberty Bowl. It comes out a week before, and usually, you get your game notes and depth chart like 6 days ahead of the game, so this is 1 day ahead, farther than usual. So Brooks Edmondson, I remember bringing him up yesterday on the show. He's going to be it's there. You got an or at center, so you don't know who's going to be the starting center. Either Brooks Edmondson, who is a sophomore, or Joe Moore, who is a veteran offensive lineman that they've brought in from Syracuse. Moore is also the backup right tackle behind Marion Harris. Kobe Branham, this is somebody that's going to probably be a starter on the offensive line next year, will be at right guard, Blackstock at left guard. So, I mean, you have 3 guys who played a lot of football for you, Carmona, Blackstock, and Harris up front, protecting Taylon Green. It's just Edmondson and Moore haven't played much football this year. Moore's played plenty of football in his life, just not this season. And then Hill and Reed at running back. There's a third-string running back. I hadn't thought of this kid at all this year, Juju Pope, who is from – it's kind of fun when your last name is the same name as the town you're from in Mississippi. He's Juju Pope from Pope, Mississippi. Yeah, UU, that's right. C.J. Brown, Monte Harrison, Isaac Tesla are the starting receivers.
I like our receiving. I mean, Tesla, he knows everything. He's okay.
I feel like he's the number 1 receiver for this game.
Absolutely. C.J. Brown, that's a guy I'm really heavy and high on. I like his potential, and I know a lot of people got down on him in the Texas game. Players, I'm sure nobody was more down on than he was himself. But I like C.J. Brown going forward. I'm looking for him. You know how you say this could be like the start of something big, the start of something good, standalone game. This could be a launching point for him to know that, hey, man, he's going to be in that starting rotation next year.
And Shamar Easter, the backup Z receiver. Now that was, remember, he's a tight end, former tight end, I guess. Pittman had said we may think of moving him over to wide receiver. I haven't seen Shamar much at all. 6'5", 228. So maybe a little bit undersized for tight end, but that's a good size for wide receiver. I'd be interested to see what he can do.
Big boy, man. You move him in the slot. You can move. It's such a matchup when you have a bigger guy that can block. And that's one thing I think about Monte Harrison as far as you got those guys out there and you move them in motion. They're able to block those nickel backs and you're able to get to the edge. So I like it when you have some bigger guys like that.
You do have some big receivers for this game, at least in terms of your starters. I mean, Tesla's got some size. He's 6'4". He's 215 or so. Harrison's 6'3", 230. Man, that is a grown man. And I still think Harrison's somebody that should hopefully figure into the offense next year.
I loved his aggressiveness. I know I keep going back to that play at UAB, but that's the last play I remember seeing him on the field. But he went and grabbed the ball, I mean, it was a natural instinctual thing that he had. So I like him going forward.
You know, this is Tesla's last college game.
Let's give him the game ball, man. Let's get him 2 tuds and get a victory and give Tesla the game ball, man.
For anybody that would be, whatever, Liberty Bowl, everybody's opting out and all of that. I mean, what are these kids here? I can't call them kids. These guys are. This is big for them. It's huge for these guys.
You know, Tesla can go play in the CFL and make 6 figures a year. Like Tesla is talented enough. He has good enough hands that he could go. If he wants to continue his football career, he could go to the CFL and make I mean, if he wants to. So it's pretty cool. But I like Tesla. I think he's been an ultimate Razorback since he's been up there.
You know, and if I'm Edmondson, who's apparently I think will start at center, but again, you got an or between him and Joe Moore. You know, you got another center coming in, the kid from UCF. And so here's a chance for Edmondson to go out and actually put some stuff on tape against a team that won 8 games, by the way, and has most of their team coming back. So it's a huge opportunity for anybody on this Arkansas roster. And for somebody like Tesla, who's playing his last college game, same for Hudson Clark. These are guys too, man. These are guys to be celebrated.
He's one of those guys that could have won the Bullsworth Award, a walk-on to a scholarship guy, and just super smart. To me, I think he goes into coaching or he goes into whatever he wants to do. But I could see him being a coach, being a student of the game. Don't know. I mean, could he go play in the CFL? Yeah, but I don't know that I don't know if that's what he wants to do.
I just know you hear all these. You know, this is what college football is about. I mean, isn't college football about somebody like Hudson Clark in Arkansas? Not in Arkansas. Kid had connections to the state. I mean, his grandfather played for the team, and so this was where he was going to always go. Walk on, ends up on scholarship, ends up as an all-SEC defensive back for one of the years. and stayed here for his entire career. Tesla's a different story, obviously, going to, nobody recruited him as a high school quarterback, goes to Division II.
Maybe you can get that changed because we got the JUCO law changed. Tesla could get Division II changed, different earning powers. I mean, maybe he gets another year.
Yeah, you got your law degree yet?
Well,
you don't need it. You got a good idea.
What did Fisherman Clay say? All you got to do is the answer is always no until you ask. So I mean, might as well.
I saw somebody was putting out just like showing how a college career can go if you go to JUCO and you're going to get another 4 years of eligibility. So it's like, all right, we get a medical red shirt in junior college, play a year, then you get your junior college red shirt, then you play another year. Now you've turned a 2-year school into 4 years. Then you go to the 4-year school. We found plenty of ways to turn 4 years of eligibility into 6 years on the team, and the next thing you know, you've been in college for 10 years and no one's calling you Bluto Blitzarski.
Man, it would behoove every single college player to take a redshirt year when you're in Division I.
It would have behooved me to not go to college at the age of 17. I think what do they call that? A gap year? Nobody uses that in sports, in college sports. Everybody needs a gap year.
That's true. Or if you're Michael Strahan, you already got it.
And he didn't even have to work at it. He was just born that way. Lucky him. 877-377-6963 when you want to get with us on halftime. We'll break, wrap up hour number 1 in just a moment.
Pain don't hurt.
This is halftime.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Finding your joy in cycling is the main goal at Champion Cycling. Champion Cycling takes pride in helping you find the right bike. Whether it's a road bike, mountain bike, or just a bike for leisure, Champion Cycling has a great selection of bikes, including brands like Specialized Surly and Salsa. Need service or repair? The friendly, professionally trained technicians will assess your bike. Free, no obligation estimate. Find your joy in cycling at Champion Cycling, 5500 Mazur Road in Fort Smith.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available on your
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie base.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
The upcoming Luxury Limousine, serving Fort Smith and all of Northwest Arkansas. Luxury Limousines.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
When it came to pass, glory passed me by. Fate with a single blow, it's custard pie me now. True, I had my chance. True, I had those wine shots for you.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
We got Richard with us from Gellco Outdoors as we wrap up hour number 1, the Christmas sale here. Thank you, first off, for having us indoors this time. We were outdoors for the fall sale, but it was nicer that day.
Yeah, welcome. Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas to you, too. But if we were outside, there's plenty of things you got in here that could have, warmed us up. So It's not like we would have been freezing or anything. What's been super popular today? Because the door keeps opening, people keep walking in, and obviously they got some extra shopping to do.
Well, it's the countdown to Christmas days now, so they're just out busy looking, trying to find that special gift for that special person. And we've got a lot of clothing on sale, buy one, get one half price. We've got the Hey Dudes on sale, buy one, get one half price.
I saw slippers for $20 for 2 pair.
Yeah, there's some deals. Then we've got all the Yeti and Yukon Outfitters ice chest coolers, tumblers. They're all 25% off. Game cameras for the hunter. We've got just the old SD card cameras. We've got a bunch of those for $49.99. We've marked down some cell cams down to $99.99. And then ammo makes a great stocking stuffer, and we're loaded with ammo for the guys that's just blinking or the hunters.
I did. I was walking around the store and saw some stocking stuffer. I noticed you had some gloves that were kind of this flexible, breathable. Maybe you can still use your cell phone when you wear them, but I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, there's thousands of gift ideas for the guy that works or the lady that hunts, people that fish. So.
Hey, speaking of fishing, Richard, that's the longest fishing pole I've ever seen in my life here. Is that the Todd Huck? Is that a Huckabee crappie rod that I'm looking at?
Yeah, that's Todd.
What is that, like 30? Matt, you're tall, but that's like three of you.
That's for Stephen Hill. He uses that one.
Did you need to raise the ceiling in your building here in order to fit this in?
If they make them any longer, we'll have to extend the roof up, that's for sure.
Is that for catching sharks?
No, it's for crappie fishing with these.
Maybe catching Godzilla?
Using that live scope. So it's a pretty neat deal.
I would say it is. That's the first thing that I'm drawn to. I'd be drawn to the tallest thing. Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect place to be coming today because a lot of the things you have on sale are the things that are going to keep you warm this time of the year too.
Yep, and then a gift card from here always is a perfect fit. So if you don't know what to get that special person, get them a gift card.
If you've been naughty or nice, either one, we got stuff for you too for the naughty.
Lump of coal, Duke Cannon soap. And,
well, man, there's the one for Matt, the Whisker Wonderland. What do you do?
I was going to get this for Phil. I thought, man, you know what? He loves cats. I was going to get, and then I looked at it, and it was for me. I was like, oh, hey.
It's to keep that thing away from my cats. I don't think it probably hurt them a lot.
Little Yeri Seinfeld takes a dive for no one.
Richard, thanks for having us out.
You bet.
We'll talk again in an hour, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
It's Richard from Gellco Outdoors. Come out and visit us here at 4600 South 0 Street. You heard some of the great sales they have here. 50% off on work, hunting, and casual. They've got the special deals on Moultrie SD card game cameras for just $49.99, and you can even come in and shake Matt Jones' hand. His right hand. Stay away from his left hand. 877-377-6960. It's more of a fist pound with Matt.
There you go.
Don't do the
There you
handshake.
go. Nux.
We'll be back into the second hour in just a moment.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our temperatures will be cooler, upper 30s north, mid-40s south. Nice and clear tonight, and overnight low in the low to mid-20s. And then Saturday, lots of sunshine, a high near 45. Sunday, blue skies, sunshine, a high close to 50 degrees. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got to take it here. That's the perspective. Ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's Halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad we showed them at halftime.
But they were one Razorback.
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones. 1, 2, 3. Turn it.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
And we welcome you back into halftime as we continue on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app. It is 1 minute after noon. And I'm Phil Elson. Next to Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston is in our studios producing live at Gellco Outdoors, where it is the Christmas sale. But truly, Matt, I feel like we are the attraction, because as soon as you walk in through the doors, you're looking right at us. I mean, it's almost like we're the waving Santa Claus moving mannequin. You know, I mean, you'd have to be Santa. I don't have the beard for it. You do. I could be your elf.
I would say Luigi, because I would always get Luigi and Mario, but it's too soon to be Luigi these days.
Speaking of Luigi, did you see the perp walk that they did with that guy yesterday in New York City? They made him look like he was a Batman villain, the way that he's got everybody behind him in dark suits, and he's in the middle, and it looks like he's got 20 people on each side of him, and he's wearing the orange jumpsuit with his head down, and it's a fairly the kids use the term hard for photos, like that's a hard photo right now, a real hard-looking image. But I don't know if they meant to make him look the way that they made him look, because he almost looked like, for the folks who are viewing him as a superhero, kind of like that.
Man, that's a tough deal right there, man. That's
It just really caught my eye, because I don't think
was he having to retrace his steps? Is that what he was doing, Sean? Or are they just walking him from cell to cell?
They were just walking. I don't know. I don't know exactly where they were walking him, but he was in the jumpsuit, so it must have been to a holding cell.
Phil, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think either one of us would do well if we had to go inside.
No, not at all.
I don't think I don't need that life.
Definitely not. I'm much happier doing sports radio.
I don't think
messing around and taking photos with underwear mannequins during the commercial break. Yeah, there's a couple of underwear mannequins that they have here at Gellco Outdoors for Saks underwears. These are good-looking underwears, but it wasn't the underwear that caught me. It's just you just basically get the from the belt down to just under where your thigh starts.
Maximus.
Yeah, just under the gluteus. That's what is that? I mean, what would you call it? It's nothing other than an underwear mannequin. That's all it is.
Well, it's yeah, man.
I don't know if there's anything you can say to it. That's right.
I know if you buy one, you get 150% off.
Well, I know what I'm buying before I get out of here. These things even have a ballpark pouch.
Does the mannequin come with it?
That's where the negotiation comes in, Christian.
Well, heavy's reliable, and if it doesn't work, you can always throw it at them.
You can always ask. I mean, anything's on sale as long as you got the right price.
Mm-hmm.
So what if I buy 2 pairs of these underwear at full price? Do I get the underwear mannequin along with it? This is a negotiation. This is where we start. We'll get Richard back here in about 40 minutes, and I might have a present for one of my kids that they weren't ready for next week for Hanukkah. This ought to be really, really fun. 877-377-6963 to get with us here. We didn't even get to Isaiah Satania committing to
Boomer
Oklahoma.
Sooner.
Interesting. I wondered if he might have looked at Purdue since Odom was headed over there.
Didn't the quarterback go, or Singleton went to Purdue?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And I think the going thought, you said Jalen Catalon went into the portal out of UNLV, and I think the feeling is he'll go to Purdue too.
How many times before, because you want him on your team, but when's the last time he stayed healthy more than 4 games?
Exactly.
So you're going to have him take all the first-team reps in practice, and then he's going to get hurt in the 3rd game, and then you got somebody who hasn't been. So I don't know, how do you give him a shot because of his talent?
I mean, I think so. You
at a discounted rate, like you're probably not going to pay him.
That's a good way to look at it too. Yeah. I still don't even, in my mindset, view roster building in that way, but that's exactly the way you got to view it now. It's like you got somebody who's got a lot of talent, but is notoriously easily injured, a little brittle. Yeah, you got to have a little bit of a discount when it comes to that.
And before I take the kid, I call the team he came from. I call his position coach. I call his strength coach. You want to know what type of kid is he? Is he a kid that's eager and ready to go, or is it a kid you got to drag along? What's because there's a reason why the other team's not keeping him too. So there's a lot of questions you got to ask. I think before you giving these kids this type of money.
Let's go to the phones. We got a couple of callers with us on hold. We have Charlie up first. Good afternoon, Charlie. Happy Friday. How you doing today?
Man, it's going well. You guys are selling mannequins and Phil, you're going to surprise your kids with one, right? You're going to scare them.
I'm not selling the mannequin. I'm going to try to negotiate my way into owning one of these underwear mannequins. I wouldn't have a regular mannequin in my house. I do not need a full fake human being in my house. You give me about 1/4 of a body and it's just for underwear, yeah, I'll find a place to put that.
There you go. Well, I mean, the thing about Catalan, Matt, yeah, you're right for sure. But I think from what I've heard on him and from what of course, I don't know the kid, but from what I've heard from other people, I mean, always a high character kid. How many games did he appear in last year? I thought he actually stayed healthy for at least 7 or 8. I could be wrong.
I think this year he did. No, I think this year he did. I'll look up the exact amount of games because I can give you that pretty quickly. But I looked at it yesterday when I saw he went into the portal. Yeah, he played 14 games this year. That's the full season. He played the entire year. That's the only year that he has played a full season of his team games. Previously, he'd played 10. Well, I guess that was the full season. He played 10 in 2020 for Arkansas. I'd forgotten it was 10 games that year.
Well, it's crazy because, so a couple of years there. My thing is, though, this is where my ideas are coming in. The other day I called, I said, I'm going to write a book, Phil. Well, I'm just thinking of some theories or throwing some things out there. What about, these NIL deals, right? So there's no incentive-based stuff in them, right? There's nothing based on, I don't know, you got to stay healthy. It's like a contract in the NFL. You got to do if you do this, you put up this many stats, you get this X amount of dollars. So none of this NIL stuff has to do with that, correct? You can't.
Like a certain amount of snaps. You see
there's
that.
Escalators in there, yeah.
No, I don't think it does.
I think you got to I don't even know if you got to stay on track to graduate, but it's like you got to make one tweet a month. You got to show up to a function, like be readily available for the thing that they do with Chuck, like whoever goes. Like
it's also, what are you being paid for? Are you being paid for just the regular season and then the bowl game is an added extra? I saw something that former Alabama Crimson Tide players reported that, and he didn't say what team it is, but there's a team in the college football playoff that is paying the entire team to stick around so that they have enough players to practice. They're paying the whole team
to not jump in the portal
extra to stay so they have enough players to practice. So to me, they're paid only for the regular season, and then you got to figure it out from there.
Well, if you ain't in that final 12, and you might as well just get ready. And even if you're in the final 12, if there's a 2 or a 3, I mean, he really just doesn't have a choice at this point. If he wants to play, then to enter the portal, and that's just kind of how it is. I mean, and we have benefited from it. I mean, so it's hard again for me to be like, okay, I'm going to go after that kid. But yes, Satanga, that doesn't really. I guess it kind of doesn't surprise me because that's right there beside Fayetteville. I mean, I guess if he wanted to stay close to home,
it's a lateral move.
They got Jake
lateral
Diekert, the Washington State quarterback, committed there, and I think he was reportedly the number 1 quarterback in the portal. So and Satania makes his announcement, I think, just a couple of days after Diekert did. So these two things are
and
connected.
Petrino didn't recruit him. You're kind of thinking relationships, a little bit of that, but it's a little bit of a lateral move. Yeah, but you wish him well, and maybe that's what he needs is just a new environment because I think the dude's talented.
It's not one of those things either like with Kudus and Carmona, puts on his Instagram, see you week 3, bro. You're not going to see Satania next year. Charlie hung up. It's like Charlie forgets sometimes. We're having conversations with him, and he just kind of goes. He sounded a little bit down. To me, that says Charlie is still doing some Christmas shopping. He still kind of left a few things out there for all of his fans that listen for his phone calls. Eduardo would be one of them because I know the two of them have developed this. I don't know if they've ever talked to each other before, but I feel like they talk to each other through us here every time, especially when they're lined up one after the other. So, Eduardo, what do you got to say to Charlie?
I tell you what I got to say to Charlie, let me say this. Merry Christmas, Charlie. From my heart to your family, you're a great caller and you're a great fan, and that's what it's all about. I'm calling in today to blow the whistle. And what is a whistle? Because, the whistle I've been blowing since 1971, and you never know where that hawk train, that ride's going to take you. And certainly it's taken me on many rides and games, and players. One of them, your co-host, his picture sits on my wall. I tell you what, great players that have come through our program. One thing I would like to, they're starting to address what I see the single most problem at the U of A right now the last couple of years is the offensive line. It didn't take, even a fan could watch us play and say, boy, that team needs some help on the line. I think Taylor Green, number 2, and all the quarterbacks, I've seen them all play, from Joe Ferguson, Quinn Grovey, Ron Calcagney, Clint Sterner, Matt Jones, Ryan Mallett, Tyler Wilson. I've seen them all play. The Allen boys. I've seen them all play, and I think when you talk about Taylor Green as far as God-given ability, it's one of the most, maybe the most talented. You talk about Jefferson, athletic ability quarterback ever suit up and play for U of A. Here's what he's got going against him. He set a record. He's not a battering ram. Let me tell you something. Nobody, you could put Joe Montana, you could put Peyton Manning back there, whoever, Roger Staubach in that backfield. And I mean, when I tell you, the kid's got guts. I'll give you that. I think he wants to win. I think he got discouraged, and every time he went up at center, he knew he was going to take a hit. I mean, and you can't win like that. But I'm starting to, my candles are starting to get relit. Finally, after 5 years, I'm starting to see maybe some linemen that could come in. Just think, Coach Pippy, I said this this morning on the morning run. You want to increase your win percentage at the U of A, well, you're going to have to do it in the trenches. You start with your offensive line. Protect your motor of your offense, which is Taylor Green. And like I said, I think Taylor Green has maybe the most, and that's saying a lot. He set a record, and, he's not a battering ram. I mean, he took a beating. And, I mean, players come in not block. I mean,
I understand what you're getting at here, Eduardo. He's a guy who's got great speed and fantastic moves in the open field, but he's not somebody that's going to be taking off 10 to 15 times a game on a normal basis. I wonder about this Liberty Bowl, though, right? I mean, you're going to see a different center. You're going to see a different guard. Maybe that's a positive with all the running around he had to do and being chased. I don't know.
You keep it simple, quick passes, run the ball. You don't try to ask them to do too much. You got guys making their first start for the first time. Just keep it basic and let them play. Let their natural talent, because who are we playing? Texas Tech? Mm-hmm. They don't have more talent than us. It's not like we're going to get out talented. So let the kids play with confidence. Keep it simple for them. I think we'll be all right.
I think keeping Talon on the team is very important. I mean, and I agree.
And Sorry, I think both 10s.
Yeah.
I think both sides of the ball, keeping those 10s are big time.
Now, I think Talon still has a little bit of that raw feeling, just a lot
He's
of
a baby.
A lot of talent, but still needs to be refined. I think in most aspects of being a quarterback too, not just accuracy, but where you choose to throw and when you choose to throw it and how you're seeing the field. I feel the same about Sorry, too. There's so much there. But at linebacker, it's just you want a guy to fly all over the field. That's exactly what he does. Those are probably the two most important players to try to keep. And one thing that Clay brought up yesterday, and this has got to be something you've got to go find. And maybe, he didn't even go over the defensive side of the depth chart, but looking at the defensive ends, I mean, you got Quincy Rhodes on one side, Anton Jukanj on another, and you got to find a game wrecker. And was Landon Jackson necessarily a game wrecker over this year? He was good.
He was somebody that the teams had to account for.
Yes.
And the truth is, we were doing a lot of blessing on Wednesday as well. Bless his heart. You need somebody else to kind of have to prepare for it. We didn't have anybody else. They just had to prepare for him. Yeah.
So I think you brought in a defensive end from Michigan State. There's got to be – now this is where I'd like to go find production, not just potential. Somebody that produces. Junkaj was one of those guys last year, but it was at Albany. And that FCS production with getting to the quarterback, I think, is not necessarily going to translate the same way like John Ridgway going from FCS up to Arkansas, where his job was to take up space, and he was really good at doing that. I think it's a little different. You need to find somebody that has found a way to get to the quarterback like 5 or 6 times this last year. Is somebody in the portal that does that? This is where teams will spend their money to keep their edge rushers, their linebackers that can break through, just like you're going to spend. Where did Arkansas put their money this year? Well, you can tell immediately in the guys that said, I'm staying. Carmona, first guy that did it. Left tackle. You're keeping your left tackle. You're keeping your cover corner. You're doing everything you can to keep your best edge rusher. Those are going to be the toughest players to find.
I agree with you. It's it's tough sledding out there, and everybody's kind of learning on the go.
877-377-6963 to get with us on halftime. Stay with us. Back, yes?
We got a special guest pick coming up. Doc's going to be with us. We're going to do our picks here in just a minute. So I'm looking forward to it. He keeps trying to get out. I've been asking him for 3 days when we're getting our picks. So we're finally going to do it. So unit, be ready for your 4 picks coming up as well.
And since we're right by the cashiers where everybody is lining up to make their purchases, we can just ask our random listeners here what they think about this game and that game.
Absolutely.
Sir, what do you think about Notre Dame and Indiana tonight?
He doesn't care.
He's
woo pig suey.
Ethan doesn't care about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's here to get discount. What are you buying? You got gifts here? I'm not going to say what it is.
Stocking stuffers. There
Perfect.
we go.
That's exactly why he's here today. Don't worry about the football game. And Eduardo, I'm sorry to tell you, they do not sell whistles at Gellco Outdoors.
Merry Christmas, Eduardo.
Stay with us. Halftime will be back in just a moment.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. This is.
It's like Clark Kent. This guy is dominating offensively. Indeed, he's also a quality guy. We had more fun talking with him. He was a walk-on. Now he's an All-American. He also is brilliant. He's a great student. Last week he got his MBA. The guy is just what top football is all about.
I've been called everything. Clark Kent, Kurt Rambis, Drew Carey, you name it, I've been called it.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new Ultra Matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new Matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
It's countdown to Christmas sale time at Gellco Outdoors. Check out the racks of clothing on the front porch with savings up to 50% off. Work, hunting, and casual clothing. Special deals on Moultrie SD game card cameras, now only $49.99. Wise Eye cell cameras starting at $99.99. A great selection of case knives, AR-15, and Savage Axis 2 rifles starting at $399.99. Gellco gift cards are always a perfect fit. Merry Christmas from Gellco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
It's all in. They always to make certain things paid. Though I'm dressed in these rags, I'll wear sable someday. Hear what I say. They're serving. No time spent. Sweating wet. I'm breaking loose. It ain't no Stick around. To what I want. If my mind think what I want. Show me I'm wrong. Hurt me from hurt. But someday I'll treat you real bad.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I had way too much fun during the morning rush. I got here about an hour before halftime started at Gellco Outdoors, and I got the cowboy hats over here. I just kind of came right behind Ty. You know, we're always video casting. And Ty had no idea I was making faces right behind him and put a cowboy hat on his head. It was great stuff. So Dr. Charlie Liggett is here with us from River Valley Smile Center. Be careful who's behind you here at some point today. It won't be me, but you got customers right behind you too. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great.
Good. We're going to pick some games here in just a moment. All right. Does it sound right?
Yeah, I was just out doing a little mannequin shopping and thought I'd stop by Gellco. Heard they had underwear mannequins here. So
they got two of them. You're going to have to fight me for one of them at least. You can take all the underwear you want. Those mannequins are mine. And the fact that he gave me two great gifts for a Steeler fan. The signed photo of Myron Cope, who's one of my broadcast idols, and the fresh terrible towel, the one that doesn't have any dirt on it, which is the one I have.
You can get the half-off mannequin then, since that's
okay.
You got to share one with
We'll split one down the middle. How about that?
There you go.
Ooh, sounds nasty. Let's take a phone call from Brent and Cersei. Brent, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you? How about you, Phil and Matt?
I'm having way too much fun today.
Merry Christmas, Brent.
Merry Christmas, Matt. I have a question and a comment for you, Matt. That I want to. My question is, how do you think would your recruiting have been different had you come out nowadays?
You know, I had two basic questions. You know, whenever I was getting recruited, and I think are still you still ask them today. It was I wanted a chance to play quarterback, and I wanted a chance to play both sports, and so that was something Houston Nutt did in college, and so we had that relationship and the trust that I'm going to give you a chance to play quarterback. I'm going to give you a chance to play both sports. So that would have still been probably two of my questions. And I'm an Arkansas kid, man. I wanted to play for the Hogs. I got a question for you, Brent. Who do you got winning the national championship this year?
It pains me to say, but I got Texas beating Oregon for the national championship.
Well, they can't. They would play in the Final Four. Texas and Oregon would if they meet.
Did you see this? I saw a graphic that Barrett Salee shared. It's like you see all these graphics about this is the most popular Google search in this state, the most popular baseball team in this state, and it was here's what every state who they're rooting for the most in the college football playoff, and it said Arkansas is rooting for Texas, and I'm like, I don't think you've ever been here before.
That's like watching the new Twister movie, and the dude's from the dude they say he's from Fayetteville, Arkansas, and he has Texas Longhorn Tornado on the back of his truck. It's like, have you been to Arkansas? That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but it's like Brent says. It pains me to say it. Yeah. And I felt your pain there.
You know
for a
who
moment,
Fisherman
Brent.
Clay took? Fisherman Clay took Texas. I could feel it coming through his phone when, like, I could see it. You could feel the pain, the anguish coming through. But he took Texas in the first round.
Brent, you said you had a second question. What else you got?
I do. Now, when are the second question is when are the next rounds of the playoff games?
The first. The 31st is Boise State, and that winner, they're going to do the 1-3 thing again. The 31st is Boise State, and then you go the first for the other three.
So it's 10 days. Actually, it is. It's 11 days from today will be the quarterfinals. You know, you got Boise is the home team in Phoenix. You got Arizona State, the home team in Georgia, Oregon playing at the Rose Bowl, and Georgia at the Sugar Bowl.
Are we working the first, or are we working the 31st?
No game, no show on the first.
Okay, so we're watching football on the first.
Lots of it.
Right.
So the 31st, Boise State's at home against somebody, right?
Well, not at home. It's just
Fiesta Bowl. They'll be in Tucson or Santa Fe.
They're the home team in that bowl game specifically.
I got you. And another thing, Matt, I want to thank you for the 4 years you had playing quarterback for the Razorbacks, and that you were going to be a first-round pick, and you never thought about not playing in the bowl, and I appreciate that.
Hey, man, I appreciate you listening.
Thanks, Brent. 877-377-6963. We're right up against the break, so maybe we do these picks in the next segment. But I wanted to ask, do you think that if you're investing,
he keeps pushing them off. He can't get them to do the picks. Yeah,
that's right. I don't. By the end of the show, are we going to do these picks here? We're going to do these picks. I'm very good at delay if I need to. Did a 45-minute basketball pregame show the other day. That was all about delay. Do you think the air not being over, but is there an added conversation, or is there, about being a two-sport athlete? If you're investing, I don't know, $750,000 in a quarterback, are you going to let him go play basketball?
That's a good question. I mean, it's hard to. The thing is, if you can contribute, if you can play, if you can compete, and if you can help the team, I think you got to let the kid go play. Now, if you're going to go sit on the bench and get the players water, and give them foot massage, I've given 1,000 different people foot massage. No, you can't. You can't. So, yeah, I think it's all situational, because you take a guy like Travis Hunter, and man, you saw what he did, and I know it's just one sport, but both sides of the ball. And there's really not a lot of kids. I don't think that a lot of kids, I think they start concentrating more in junior high school level. I think they start concentrating a little younger. I didn't want to, that's just all I knew is go sports. But I think kids start like that Kane Archer kid in Greenwood. Does he play any other sports? Like you would think, like, go play basketball, work on your foot quickness. But his probably whole mind's like, it's all football 100% of the time.
Is there anybody in college right now playing both ways? Any starters?
Outside of Hunter?
I mean, not playing both ways, playing two sports.
I'm sure there are. I don't.
Probably track. I mean.
The kid who won the Burlsworth Trophy, the Oregon linebacker. He's a baseball player. He's an outfielder, got drafted by the Astros. In fact, now he's got a decision to make too, because he's the leading tackler on the _1 team in the country. So
play baseball.
That's the first guy I think of. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit of a longer career, would be my question.
Man, the thing that kids, you don't realize, especially when you're younger, and then when you get, what baseball players do every day? They play the game of baseball. If you're a football player, you practice 6 days a week, and then you play one game. Baseball, you show up to the park, and you get to play the game you love every single day.
So here's the next question. Brent was thinking you for one to play in the bowl game, and you would have never, I think, in your mind, thought about opting out because you just want to go play the game. With Sanders and Hunter and any other, Buffaloes for Colorado that are thinking of going to the NFL, they're all playing in the bowl game. Is this a trend that might start? Because younger athletes, I think they look up to some of the Colorado players. I think they really like that team. They're sort of marketed towards those sort of players, that age. Does this become a trend, or is this a one-off thing?
Yeah, 100% situational. I don't think if I'm Travis Hunter, like you said, I want to play, but you got to have that conversation. And the other thing that I know all these schools do is if you're a first-round pick, they will pay for your insurance policy. And it's the catastrophic injury, so if he can never play again, he'll get so much money. But competitors compete. I had this question when I was a senior in high school, and they had the all-state game, like for all the all-stars. So it's in the spring, and everybody's like, well, you're going to the university. Why are you going to play in this game that's an all-star game? It's like, well, what else am I going to do? I'm going to go play the game, And so I think he has that mindset, and I do think NFL teams, they love it. I don't think any NFL scout, any NFL GM, maybe Woody Johnson, I don't know, but any NFL coach is going to knock him for going and playing with his teammates and going and playing this game. I think they absolutely love it.
Either Woody Johnson or his teenage sons, apparently.
Well, you got to get your Madden rating right. That's what you got to do.
Got to have the right thing said on you on social media if you're going to be a New York Jet. That's for sure. Dr. Charlie, man, I promise we'll get these picks in because Commissioner Jones here is going to make sure they get done.
We vote and then we fight, all right?
All right. We'll do our picks for this first round of the playoffs in just a moment. Stay with us on Halftime.
I'll eat liver, raw liver, if we win this game Saturday.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line Now.
Looking for easy holiday gifts for the grown-ups on your shopping list? You're in luck, and so are they. The Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is a winner wonderland. Scratch-off tickets make great gifts and start at only $1, and players win more than $1 million every day. Share the gift of winning with everyone on your list. Give scratch-offs. They're easy fun with a chance of easy money. Join the winner wonderland. Gift, scratch, and win today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
This is Halftime.
Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. I'm with Simon Wheeler. Simon, almost Christmas time. What you got for us this month?
Holiday season's here, and we have youth ATVs in stock, such as the Kawasaki KFX 50 and 90, Outlaw 70 and 110, and KO Fox 70s and Bull 110s. If you have any questions, call or text us at 479-783-5822.
901 North 11th Street in downtown Fort Smith. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Over the river and through the woods, to Salisaw we go. Mock Legal Solutions is opening a second location to serve our Eastern Oklahoma clients. 105 East Chickasaw. For divorce and custody, let us give you the Christmas gift of a new start. And for personal injury, we will get you a settlement check when Grandma gets run over by that reindeer. 918-238-2363. Or check out our website at mocklegalsolutions.com. Free intakes and payment plans available. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
'Tis the season for Hardee's handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch buttermilk biscuits pulled fresh from the oven. The return of special traditions like salty sweet candied bacon. And faithful friends like Hardee's cinnamon raisin biscuits gathered near to us and served all day, all season long. From icing drizzled biscuits to savory charbroiled burgers, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon. Available for limited time at participating locations. Items may vary.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
You guys realize there apparently is like a brewing bromance between Charlie and Eduardo? JT and BE have had their numbers for a long time. These are two of our more dedicated texters. B from Clarksville was in here earlier today at Gellco Outdoors. And anytime he sees me, he's going to ask me, so why is it you like Billy Joel so much? Now, Eddie and Charlie, they talk to each other through us. We're the intermediary. Do I risk giving Eddie Charlie's phone number? Of course, I can't do that without asking for Charlie's approval. Was this the sort of meeting of the minds that could actually lead to some giant hole opening up in the ground and us being swallowed into it?
Very possibly.
Fourth wall break.
That's right. Wow. You hear Dr. Charlie Liggett from River Valley Smile Center here, and all right, I'll give in. Commissioner Jones, how are we doing this?
Man, we got Bill King, Dudley Dawson, myself, the unit, Phil, 45, Fisherman Clay texted me his picks today, and Doc. So that's a group. That's
Man, I'm the only
fun.
one without a nickname here.
Well, you got plenty of nicknames,
Just
but
none that we can say on the show.
And so just about everybody's got their picks in, and so man, let's just go down. We're going to do first rounds 1 point.
So we're only doing first round games right now?
That's it, because that way we can keep it competitive, keep it fun, and then the second round will be worth 2 points, and we'll go.
So we'll do second round picks next week.
Yes,
Friday.
sir. Well, we might have to do his Monday. We don't know, but we have to get him. We'll just keep him, or you can text us in or whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it
There's
out.
a lot of
what's
moving
going on.
parts in this.
This is for tacos, man. This is for keeps. This is the realest thing we got going on right now. You better turn up, Phil.
We have never bet on anything other than tacos.
That's it.
And
That's
I'm not going into Beaver Lake in February like I did 6 years ago. That's a one-time thing. That is a one-time thing. Even if I had the warmest warmers for your hands, and to take it into the not going to work it here. All right, Commissioner Jones, go with it.
Let's do it. So Bill King and Dudley all went chalk. Fisherman Clay, he has 2 dogs in Tennessee and SMU. So he's the one I got 1 dog in Tennessee, then I went all chalk. Unit, you're next on the list. If you got who do you got in tonight's game?
Tonight's game, I've got Notre Dame. Yeah, I just don't see any way Indiana wins that game.
And I love it.
Now, this is not against the spread, right? This is just
straight up survive and advance, lose and you go home. Do you guys want to do your Notre Dame pick, or we want to do all units first, and then we'll go?
Let's go around. We'll go around game by game.
Give me your Notre Dame pick, Doc. Notre Dame, Indiana.
I'm going to take Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's quarterback in the snow. Phil said it was going to be 20s,
like
low
25.
20, yeah. So I think I'm going to take Notre Dame there.
I like it. Phil, you're up, and then 45 will go last on that one.
I think Indiana will give them a good game today, but I got to go Fighting Irish.
Got to go the Irish.
I really do. It should be a good game, honestly. And I don't think the cold affects Indiana kids at all. I mean,
that's true.
They like to run the ball. They like short passes. It'll be, when you play in the snow, it does slow you down a little bit, but you have a lot more room where there's going to be people slipping or people sliding or people not having their footing. And so if you can be tough and be physical, you can break some runs.
Notre Dame's the best defense Indiana's faced all year long, and it isn't even close.
I think you're right.
I think they will feel that tonight.
All right, we got so Bill King, Texas. We're all Texas units. You got this Texas-Clemson game. How do you see the Battle of the Orange?
Man, I want to take Clemson in this game, but I just can't do it. I've seen firsthand how good Texas is, and their 2 losses were to a great team. I just don't, and Georgia destroyed Clemson early in the season. I got Texas winning this game, kind of low scoring, ugly, kind of like they normally win games.
Texas. Who you got, Phil?
I'm going with the team that wears real orange. I'm going to pick Clemson in this game. I think Ewers is going to give – first of all, I think Arch Manning finishes the game. Second, Ewers is going to throw a couple of picks at the wrong place in the field. Texas is going to have trouble scoring, and Clemson is going to take advantage. It's going to be a low-scoring game.
I'm worried about the fourth quarter for Clemson. I think if I was to do a thing, it would be Clemson first half, Texas second half. But I'm with you. Clemson has a defense, has a pass rush, and if you can get to Quinn Ewers, he'll give it up.
This is also my emotional pick. This is what I want to happen.
I would love
So I'm going to try to I'm going to try to
Texas has the best defense in college football on the defensive stop rate if you're going to try to get analytical like your boy James Harden.
Well, I'm
pump fake. Whoa.
He's your boy. You guys
That's
have the
true.
same
I do like the beard. Fear the beard. All right, Doc, who you got?
Well, so Fisherman Clay must really be trying for those tacos because I can't believe he took Texas.
I know, right? That surprised me.
With Clay Henry, it's got to be brisket tacos.
That's right.
Okay, yeah. So I'm like Phil. I really want Clemson to win. I think Texas ends up winning by 3. I think it'll be close. I'm not a Ewers fan at all. But I think Texas ends up pulling off.
I think what we're trying to do is called manifesting. We are trying to manifest an upset here just by talking about it.
I hope so.
I don't know if it works that way.
All right, Unit. You got the Pony Express against the Nittany Lions in Happy Valley. You know the words out. Tickets are still for $60. Nobody's even going to show up. Big game. James, does he get it going? Who do you got?
I saw that the now get-in price is down to $30.
OMG, that's a Scotty Thurman.
I've gone back and forth with this game. I think Penn State's a good team. SMU's a really good team, but the home field advantage in this one I think would play a factor. Happy Valley's a hard place to go get a win. I've got Penn State in a close one.
Now, here's the thing. Happy Valley is a difficult place to go get a win when it's sold out with Nittany Lion fans inside of it, and they're going crazy, and the student section is full, and I don't think that's what it's going to be like tomorrow. At 11 in the morning.
Well, and I guess we'll get to that game when we get there. But the Tennessee has already the Ohio State Stadium already has 40-something% Tennessee fans have bought those tickets. Did you see that? Was that a real thing? Yeah.
I don't know if it's real or not, but I also wonder the mindset of the athlete when you're used to running into that stadium and you see 95% your fans and they're going absolutely bonkers. And now if you walk into that,
it almost makes it real.
Yeah.
You
come through the tunnel now and you see more orange than you really expected to see, or you don't see a full Beaver Stadium when they're going wild. So that I don't know if that's got any sort of an emotional effect on the athlete.
Pony Express or the Nittany Lions, Phil?
I'll take the Nittany Lions.
All right.
I still think Penn State will win. I think Drew Aller may be the best quarterback in the playoff.
That Josh Allen comp was pretty good. I mean, he's a big, strong kid, Matthew State. He's what you want in a quarterback. He's just a little erratic, but he's a competitor, man. That USC game's probably the most I watched at Penn State this year. I love their tight end. Reminds me of Dallas Clark.
I also just realized there must be something that I just stuck in my head. You guys realize every time I say playoffs, I'm like Jim Mora. It's like he has programmed me. It's like I can't not say it. We're talking about the college football playoffs. I can't help myself. What do you got?
So I think SMU's defense is better than people are giving credit for, and I think that's going to be the best game of the weekend. And I'm going to take SMU in it.
There we go.
Upset.
There we go. Turn up, Unit. That's what I'm talking about. So, Unit, you got man. I'm with you for Rhett Lashley. It'd be the coolest. I mean, just good dude. Unit, the biggest one, the game I think could be a 17-14 game. I mean, who knows how it's going to go? But I got Tennessee. Who you got in the horseshoe?
Oh, Tennessee. They've got a really good defense. Ohio State's got a really good offense. Their defense is pretty good as well. Man, I'm going to have to – I have a feeling Tennessee pulls this one out. I just think they're
I felt good about my pick until then.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go, Unit.
I really think this is probably everybody's
coin flip.
Well, this is if you were to look around, more people, if you're looking at upsets, will pick Tennessee than Ohio State in this game than any of the others because of the juju at Ohio State. And I also think, look, Tennessee is built for a game like this, defensively and offensively. I think Nico Iamaleava, got to make sure we say the kid's name properly now since his brother Madden is going to be at Arkansas next year. Iamaleava, I think he's going to come out and have a huge game. Good enough to get to 17 or 20 points, and that'll be enough.
Does Ohio State's loss to Michigan influence y'all's pick anyway? Because that's a bad loss.
The way they played, it kind of let me down. The thing is, Dylan Sampson, you know Sampson, and then the running backs at Ohio State, probably the best collection of running backs playing in the first round are going to be on the field in this Ohio State-Tennessee game. Did you take Tennessee?
I'll take Tennessee.
Okay.
I'll take the Vols, I guess.
And then, Doc, you're up.
So that's the heavyweight bout of the weekend.
I think so.
Yeah, I love Egbuka for Ohio State, and their stable running backs is really good. But I think Sampson is just too tough. I think he gets it done today, not today, but this weekend. And so I'll take Tennessee as well.
Man, I love it.
And I agree with Phil. I think Nico's going to have a really good game. I think he's going to.
I think there's a lot to work with Nico.
Watch out for Squirrel Wright, all-time name team in the playoffs. They got a little slot receiver named Squirrel White.
It's named after my neighborhood, obviously, back where I grew up, Squirrel Hill.
Man, whenever we can find a squirrel tuna, we're going to be rocking.
And we'll give him Eddie's phone number whenever he asks for it. Dr. Liggett, it's great to see you today, man.
Hey, good to see you guys.
Stick around for the rest of the hour?
A little bonus picker.
I'll hang around a little while, yeah.
Okay, cool. You can get with us, too, 877-377-6963, and come visit us at Gellco Outdoors for the countdown to Christmas. You buy one item of clothing, get a second item of clothing of equal or lesser value for 50% off on Ariat, Wrangler, Sitka, Drake, Pursuit Gear, Scent Lock, Under Armour, Non-Typical, and many more. Plus, you can give Nux to the one and only Matt Jones, and I might look at you cross-eyed. Halftime back to wrap up the second hour in just a moment.
I hate rude behavior in a man. Won't tolerate it.
This is
Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Champion Cycling wants to help you find the joy in cycling that's been part of their family for many years. Register today through December 20th at hitthatline.com for your chance to win a specialized road bike just in time for Christmas. Whether you're a child getting your first bike, an adult who hasn't been on a bike in years, or someone who's looking to podium at their next race, Champion Cycling wants to help you find the right bike. A great selection of bikes, cycling apparel and accessories, and great service. Champion Cycling, 5500 Mazard Road in Fort Smith. Find your next ride with Champion Cycling.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Are you looking for a Christmas gift idea for the avid angler in your life? Swing by Make Awake Bait and Tackle and let them set you up with a new Daiwa rod or reel. Make Awake has all the stocking stuffers for the angler in your life, like Strike King, Pinger Minnow, Spro Rock Crawler, the Yum Flash Mob Jr., and more. If you're not sure, let the guys at Make Awake Bait and Tackle on 803 North 11th Street next to Wicks Marine in Fort Smith set you up with a gift card. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, here to help you with your favorite angler's bait and tackle. Be sure and check out our Facebook, and Merry Christmas.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Hey folks, here at Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway with Grant Neal. Grant, let's talk about pre-owned vehicles.
Well, we've worked hard at trying to source great pre-owned vehicles. It's been very hard. You know, the market's strong, but that helps people because we're giving the best value for trade-ins and the highest value for purchasing vehicles. But we work hard to make sure that we pick the right one. So every vehicle on the lot has been meticulously looked over, cared for, and inspected. So we really have the highest quality possible for all of our vehicles that we have in stock. We try to make sure we've got something for everybody. So if you're shopping for something, you know, certified pre-owned, lightly used, very low miles, we've got it. If you need something that's more of a budget-driven vehicle, we try to find vehicles that are high quality while still maintaining the price points at $10,000 and below, $15,000 and below. So really, we've got a vehicle for everybody here at Rhodes.
And financing's available.
Absolutely. So we work hard to make sure that we can get people approved and get them the best possible financing. A huge selection of banks. We really surprise a lot of people who walk in and say, well, I don't think I can get approved. Well, just give us a shot. We'll do what we can for you.
Come out today, Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway in Van Buren.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
Halftime live at Gellco Outdoors at 4600 South Zero Street. Richard is here with us, the owner. Can you use the word proprietor? Is that about right?
Works for me.
Works for you. Owner and proprietor of Gellco Outdoors. This is a place, the doors keep opening. Everybody's coming in here. Have you done all your shopping yet?
I'm done.
Do you do it all in here?
Pretty much.
It's pretty smart. Pretty smart. What do you want to highlight that's on sale right now?
Hey, we've got a lot of clothing on sale. You buy one piece and get the second item equal or less value for 50% off, and it's pretty much across the board, all the way across the store with like Sitka, Scentlock, Wrangler, Ariat, Pursuit gear, non-typical. So it can be workwear, hunting, clothing. Then we got all the Yetis and the Yukon Outfitters ice chests on sale. Coolers, tumblers are all 25% off. Back there in footwear, we got the Hey Dudes. You buy one pair, you can get a second pair for half price. Moultrie game cameras, just the old SD card cameras, $49.99. Got a special buy on those.
They still make those, or
you know, I mean, you still have some guys that
that's what they're used to.
Yep, and they don't want to mess with the cell cams and everything, and or they're in a place where they don't get enough cell signal to make the cell cam work. So the old SD card camera, and these are $49.99, and Moultrie makes a great one. We've got some Wise Eye cell cams that we just marked down to $99.99, and some of those were $299.99. So I mean, that's 2/3 off.
It's a lot.
Firearms. I mean, we're loaded up with all kinds of handguns, rifles, shotguns. Get that kid his first .22 rifle. Make his Christmas really merry for him, you know. Ammo. Lots of ammo. Makes great stocking stuff.
We saw one gentleman that wasn't interested in giving us a pick in tonight's football game that was putting some ammo in someone's stocking.
Some 22 LRs, and then I see you got stuff for kids too. Other things kids wearing and kids apparel.
You know, winter's going to get here one of these days, and January and February is usually when we get our snow and stuff. So we got all kinds of clothing,
hats, gloves,
You got
coveralls.
the Soccer Mom Cup. I mean, that's the official Soccer Mom Cup of they got to have like 5 of those in their house. So you come here and get
The one
those.
with the paisley print, I think is the one you're referring to.
Those are sick with the little handle out there, and it's just yeah, it's like your girl Mary Louise Parker.
Looks like everybody, like the last pair of giant bunny pajamas went out the door, though. So I don't think those are available today.
I think Tommy got those.
Well, I was going to ask about that. You are the older brother of the two. So who had to wear the embarrassing pajamas on Christmas morning?
Well, Tommy's my nephew.
Ah, did he? So did you have to see this? Did you get a chance to see him in the pink bunny costume?
No, but I've got it on my cell phone, so I can use it anytime I want to.
I'll give you my phone number. I'd like to have that at some point. Thank you very much. Richard, thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for coming out, and I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and appreciate all of our customers.
And I knew that Tommy was your nephew. I just, for some reason, all of a sudden thought you guys were brothers.
It's been 6-day road trip. You know, we just kind of we're making it.
I've been faking being like actually salient and awake today. Matt Jones just kind of does that to me. I don't even know how he got into it.
Tuna's pod.
That's right.
Yeah.
We were doing Back to the Future lines between them. That's the way Matt and I normally communicate.
It's our best communication.
You probably figured this out if you listen to Halftime over these last 2 years. And we're not the only men of this age that do this, but if you're between the age of like 35 and maybe 55, you can communicate man to man just in movie lines.
Or Seinfeld lines.
Same thing.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what we do.
It's like the youth, the Billie Eilish, the youth. They do The Office. That's what they do. Parks and Rec. Yeah.
I guess they do. I don't know those lines yet. You probably do. You
Well,
still get me with a bunch of them.
We were talking yesterday about Ron Swanson because he's legendary. If you want some Parks and Rec, Ron Swanson can go.
All of a sudden, that wasn't the name that Mike Vick used to use. It was Ron Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I got to have some kind of like a name that I can check into hotels with now, just to say that I have an extra name.
Now, didn't Michael Vick just
he's Norfolk State head coach?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how that. So, all right, that's close enough to Virginia Tech. I mean, he of course went to Tech. If you're Brent Pry, the Tech coach, what are you thinking here?
Do you think that you're going to see more of a farm system? And I go back to the documentary Rudy when he got into Holy Cross and he's trying to go to Notre Dame. But could you see something like that where you have these feeder schools almost to see, kind of how like we're a feeder school for Ole Miss?
Yeah.
It's like how we get a.
I said yeah. No.
It's a joke. It's just to make the point. Like, could you see him sending kids kind of? Once the kids can play, it's like, hey man, this is where you need to go. Can you be in cahoots, almost like a minor league system? Do you see anything like that ever happening?
No.
Yeah.
What if you had a JUCO that was a feeder school? Then you don't lose any eligibility.
It's just there aren't enough junior colleges to have a feeder for each Division I team. That's just my guess. I don't know. But you'd have to have – I mean, it's like you look at what a minor league system is, and it literally is a system connected to the big league team. They own it. I mean, they own that. Like the Yankees, they own the players that they're paying all the way down their minor leagues. And the structure of ownership in teams of the minors is changing, but that's not what this is about. If you're going to have a feeder system, then then you're paying those players. I would think. I don't know if it could work in football, in college football, it's not a feeder in certain terms of what a minor league would be to the NFL. There is no minor league to the NFL. They don't have any development system other than the practice squad and guys that are, third string and fourth string. They're developing in practice. They're not playing games. That's an interesting thought, though, Matt, when it comes to it.
Well, you're seeing it's still about relationships a little bit. I know that it's money, but you still have to have relationships previously with people, because you see Singleton. Where did he just go? What was his relationship with Barry Odom? Was there ever a relationship there, or the fact that he came to Arkansas and they know some of the coaches, they're able to have conversation? You saw Catalon go with him, when he went to UNLV. Well, you saw Rocket Sanders and Trey Knox go with Dow Loggins to South. So I think there still is something to be said about relationships.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I mean, it's even if Singleton wouldn't have been in contact with Odom when he was at Arkansas, I don't think he did. I don't think Odom was on staff.
Yeah, I don't think so. They miss each other.
But then obviously Sam and Odom have a great relationship. I mean, I think they trust each other, and so you got to have a conversation. All right, what do you think of this kid? Tell me about him. I kind of.
It's important to have the right quarterback, man. It really is. This is his first year at Purdue, playing in the Big Ten, which is the second best conference. You know that Odom is going to be stacked on defense, and I love that. I love that about that, because then it keeps you in the game. Do you think Singleton's ready? We'll find out. What do you like? What did you see? Did you see enough of through Singleton that you're like, man, he's ready to go lead a team?
No, definitely not. I mean, you saw him do some really good things, which was great. I mean, one of our biggest moments of the season, but they also let him walk through. But I mean, I was excited about seeing him in the future, but
me too, man. Me too. And that being said, do you play the backup quarterback at all in this bowl game? I know we're trying to win, but would you play? Is it KJ Jackson? Is he in the 2 deep right now?
He's the second stringer.
Boy, I'd love to see him.
I want to see like two series.
A couple series.
I do, man, and especially a couple series like in the second quarter or so. And it doesn't mean you're not trying, but you want to see what you got, because the way Taylor Green plays, you're gonna need your backup quarterback next year, and it'd be good to have him some reps.
877-377-6963. Anytime you want to get with us on halftime. Woods is here with us. Good afternoon, Woods. An early Merry Christmas to you. What's going on?
Hey, you too. You guys, man. If Dr. Charlie's still there, tell him
He's here.
Tell him that I wish him and his family a Merry Christmas because I played baseball with his brother, and his family had all of players over, like for football games, and would
Hey, it's
feed
great
us
to hear
and
from you,
everything.
man.
It was,
Yeah, I
they were-
told my
they're-
brother a
they're-
while back that you had called in. And, yeah.
fantastic people, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, I remember going over to your parents' house and watching. I think it was an Auburn game where can't remember who ran for like nearly 200 yards, but we were going nuts at your parents' house.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, like Fred Talley?
Matt will
Yeah,
remember those
yeah,
things.
that's
That was
exactly
back
who it
then.
was.
That'd have been Fred Talley, yeah.
What you got, Woods?
and the crazy part is I picked up Fred Talley on his way walking to his apartment after another football game, and took him back to his apartment one time. So it's kind of full circle. But hey, I was just wondering, you were talking about theater schools, and I know Dr. Liggett knows this, and West Ark was set up to be that. Like, it was absolutely set up to be that, except that they didn't have football, but they had great basketball and had great baseball.
Had some studs.
Wasn't it a
and-
couple years ago, maybe longer than a couple years ago, was it Pulaski Tech was trying to get athletics or football? We don't have no junior college football in the state of Arkansas. None.
Oh,
As far as I know.
Northwest Arkansas Community College wanted to get sports started too, and they couldn't get the funding.
Well, I mean,
they
that's the way to
actually
have
wanted
some
my
sort
dad
of
to
a feeder
become the
system
athletic
that's
director.
not official necessarily. I've always felt like the fact that Mississippi has its own junior college football culture. I think that's a reason why they're able to have two Division I schools in a small state that are playing football. To a certain level of success, one way or the other, though.
I went to a junior college in Kansas, and the basketball and baseball were great. They didn't have football, but all the other schools had football.
Well, you might have
And-
eligibility left now since you played junior college, Woods. I think you're ruining your shoulder, though, pitching, so it might not work.
I can throw left-handed like Billy Wagner.
Oh, really?
So
100 miles an
no,
hour?
No, I can't. That's huge joke. Huge joke. Sorry about that. But I can throw left-handed, but I just can't throw like Billy Wagner. But
I can't even
but
pick my
yeah,
nose lefty-handed. I miss when it's bad targets.
Yeah. But that's where Arkansas has missed out on is once West Ark went to being an NAIA school, because it could have been a feeder program for the U of A easily.
It's interesting. It's an interesting perspective there, Woods. It is. I don't know if you can make it official or anything when it comes to having a feeder school. But also, I wouldn't say that you're not going to be getting your top players out of junior college necessarily. There'll be some that are going to come in and produce for you, but I think you're probably going to be getting your best players out of the portal from four-year schools and incoming freshmen.
There's some really good JUCOs around this area, Kansas, Oklahoma,
Texas.
Absolutely.
There's none in this state. Cecil's here on halftime. Good afternoon, Cecil. What's going on?
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing? I'm just enjoying my favorite station. Man, I'm really, for the bowl games go, I'm hoping all SEC teams win. It's going to be hard for me to pull for Texas, though, but they are in the SEC, so I just hope all SEC teams in SMU be successful. And I want to wish everybody a
about
Merry
rooting for
Christmas.
just the teams in the playoff or the real? Because I could not care less
In-
if any SEC team
In the playoffs, Phil. In the playoffs.
Okay.
Most definitely in the playoffs. I really hope SMU come on and do what they do. That'll be exciting. Because I remember when Eric Dickerson matter of fact, I remember when Raven played, because Raven was a year ahead of me, but we played side by side. And when they went to Dallas to play, when he came home, like, man, how, he gave me the rundown on how that the moment was when they played against him. But yeah, just think, Phil, for us getting paid, they was getting paid a long time ago at SMU, boy. But just think if they was doing it, back then, how would it be now? I mean, how would it have been for college football? Probably the same, huh?
You mean if today's lack of system was in that time?
Back in the days.
Transport yourself back to then. Yeah. Very difficult idea. Because even at that point, I don't. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off, Phil, but I like Satanian. I mean, not Satanian, but Singleton. I really like him, and I hope he be successful wherever he go. And for him, I heard a gentleman on the phone just a few minutes ago. He was saying he don't think he's ready for to start. How could you even know that unless he actually play a whole game or something? But I think he's going to do well, and I hope he do. And go Hogs for the Liberty Bowl. I'm not going. I've already experienced it, and it's going to be really cold. So I'll watch it from the house, man.
Hey, who you got tonight, Cecil? You giving Indiana a chance?
Yes. Hey, Matt, I'm from Mountain Grove Project. I'm a Northside Grizzly Derby Ranger. I am an underdog man.
I love it.
Yes, I'm riding with Indiana.
Merry Christmas,
I like to see upsets, Matt. I like to see the upsets, man. Yeah, I can't wait, man.
Cecil, hope you have a great weekend, a very Merry Christmas, and we'll look forward to talking with you next week. By the way, it isn't going to be cold at the Liberty Bowl. It may be wet, but it's not going to be cold. The low next Friday is right now targeted at 53 degrees.
And as long as it's not too windy, when they played ECU, I was at that one, and it was cold and windy, and that just cuts right through you. That's what you don't want as much. But if it's 53 and not too windy, that's football. You play all day in that weather.
We're getting a big Canadian high coming in from up north. That's basically what's happening.
And we don't mean Seth Rogen's coming in to watch it.
Exactly what I was hitting on there. Stay with us. We'll talk with Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen in just a moment on Halftime.
Who's the big winner here tonight at the casino? Huh? Mikey, that's who. Mikey's the big winner.
This is Halftime.
I tell you what, I know this. Got a lot of guys with some big hearts. For 3 hours or however long, maybe 4 hours, we're the best team in the country today. And it's offense, defense, and special teams. It's some guys like Darren McFadden, baby. Y'all better put him in the Heisman. You better put him up there. I'm tired of him being number 4.
We got that wood right here, baby.
Somebody better look at this guy, the best football player in the country, and his name's not being mentioned. Lou Holtz, Mark May, number 5. You better look at him a little closer. He's a football player.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Even though the holidays are almost here, there is still time to get results for your body with a personal trainer right here in the River Valley from Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill. Your choice for the results you want. Black Friday, buy one, get one, personal training specials. And new members get the rest of the year for free. Even more Black Friday specials to choose from. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill on 71 North. Ask about our giveaway from our partner, First Form and Vortex Optics. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill, ready to help you train for the body you deserve. Anytime Fitness. Rye Hill.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Looking to build your own field of dreams? Trust the experts at Tucker Construction and Remodeling. With over 30 years of experience, we turn blueprints into reality, ensuring top quality craftsmanship in every project. From homes to commercial spaces, our dedicated team makes your vision come to life. Choose Tucker Construction and Remodeling, where your dreams are built to last. Call us today at 650-6453 or visit tuckercr.com. My Tucker Construction, building your field of dreams.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
With the new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell, luxury is all in the details. A cheesy gordita crunch with the crisp bite of a crunchy taco wrapped in a pillowy flatbread. A beefy 5-layer burrito with seasoned beef stacked on velvety melted cheese. A crunchy taco, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink. All for just $7. Live Lux for less today at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks exclude free snacks extra.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Yeah. Oh, baby, how do you like it? All I need is my
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
During the commercial break, we just figured out what would be the most entertaining duet in music history. Joe Cocker and who was it you just said, Matt? I forgot for a moment there. Who was it?
Going Out West.
Tom Waits, that's right. Tom Waits and Joe Cocker together. Ouch! Man, that would hurt. We got Neil Atkinson with us from Bet Saracen here, the day that college football experiences its first ever on-campus playoff game. Neil, I think no matter what it is you think about the state of college football, you got to be excited about what's happening tonight and tomorrow.
Absolutely. You know, from a bookmaker perspective, if you think about it traditionally with the old bowl game format, we really didn't get these good matchups until, you know, a couple of days before New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. Now, the weekend before Christmas, which was traditionally kind of the calm before the storm, I might say, because you would have, you know, a few bowl games, you'd have your, you know, the rest of your, you know, holiday basketball and you know, the college basketball games are, you know, there's not a lot of big games this weekend. And we've got, you know, and if you add the game that we'll get on New Year's Eve, we've got 5 quality games that we're going to get in December that we wouldn't have gotten before, and then that's going to extend all the way out until January. So I'm excited about this weekend. I can't wait to see what the action looks like, how I compare, the Friday before Christmas last year to the Friday before Christmas this year, and then line up the sports calendar to see, how much engagement is because of these playoffs. And from the numbers that I'm already seeing and the handle that we're doing this week on the bowl games that we've had the last 2 nights, especially, it's going to be a big one. And I just love it.
Obviously, the betting lines came out as soon as we knew what the matchups
Yep.
were. How have they moved? Where does it look like the money's gone in terms of some of these games? Because it's moved a little bit, maybe not so much, but a little bit.
Yeah. What I can do is excuse me, is I went ahead and pulled the numbers to where people on Bet Saracen are betting, and it's pretty close to what's going on nationally. So if you want to know what Arkansas bettors are doing, I've got some stats on all of the playoff games right here in front of me. I'm traveling today. I'm almost to Nashville, but I found a good spot to pull off, and good thing I got a nice little hot spot right here so I can pull my data, and my guys back there at the office kind of got it ready for me. But
me, Neil, if you ever need to, I can do prep in the car, not while I'm driving, but I can pull over and do that prep.
Believe me, I'm pulled over at a gas station. I got a nice little spot with a hot spot. I'm not going to ever try to do that while I'm driving, but yeah, my guys, they're great guys, and they got it ready for me. But if you look at Indiana and Notre Dame tonight, right now, 75% of all the bets and the handle are on Notre Dame minus 6.5. So against the spread, the betting public, 75% is on Notre Dame. If you look at the over 50.5, 60% of the bettors have taken the over in that particular game. Now, that's as of right now. I got a feeling that's going to change when people learn and see the condition of the field and how much snow's on the field. That may flip by the time the game's over. That's just a snapshot of about 15, 20 minutes ago. So that's what that game looks like.
Have people been going on the under for Tennessee and Ohio State too? It's at 46.5 right now on the Bet Saracen app, and I would expect that to. If I were putting money on it, I'd be going with the under there.
Well, and I would too from a personal, because I don't like getting picked out. Never take betting advice from your bookie. Is one of my sayings. But 68% of the bets are on the over 46.5 right now on the Tennessee Ohio State. So. That's and again, that's the betting public, and people like to vote with their money. And I think, and listening to the show, because it's great to listen to on your app while I'm driving here in Tennessee, is 58% of the bets are on the Tennessee money line, and it's the only game that I have that the dog is where the people are putting the money on this weekend. And I think that aligns with what I'm hearing from your picking. From your picking crew today. So, and everybody knows I'm a big Tennessee fan, so I don't mind you having to say Tennessee will beat Ohio State if that's your pick. I think Matt's already picked. I think you may have picked also. I can't remember.
I'm picking Tennessee to win this. Just straight up. We're just going straight up here as far as our on-show thing here. As far as the other bowl games are concerned, have you found any reluctance just based on the numbers? For people to put money on them, unless it's really close to the game, just because of all the roster movement. And I was going to bring that into a question about the Liberty Bowl. Now that we're a week ahead and the depth chart came out, and it feels like things have settled after the departures into the transfer portal, you have a much better idea of what this Arkansas team looks like for the Liberty Bowl.
Yeah, for a while, I'm thinking, well, the betting public, let's see if they do like they do with the NFL. To me, the bowl games are more like a preseason NFL game now, which we traditionally don't take a lot of action on. But I think just because people have seen the players, the team names, and have seen the season, and, a lot of people are off work this time of year. Maybe they do have a little bit of extra spending money from the season. If you've been an NFL bettor the last couple of weeks, you have a little bit of extra spare change because the bettors have been doing real well in the NFL here recently. But it just last night, I just looked at the handle for the game last night, and I was like, wow. That's like a Arkansas game on the handle is equivalent to an Arkansas game on a football Saturday, because it was really basically the only college game yesterday. So I think there's just pent-up demand, and people know that the season's going to be over at some point, so they're getting their football betting in their last on college while they can. And I think people are just picking, they're picking and making the game interesting, especially if they're around family or at home watching the games and getting ready for the holidays.
I see a new button on the Bet Saracen app on each individual game. It says in play. This is new. Tell me about this.
Yeah, we've done a couple of app upgrades, and a few features are trickling out. There's going to be a big one, hopefully before the Super Bowl if everything aligns right. But that in-play button on there simply states that game is scheduled to have in-play live betting whenever it kicks off. So, a lot of people like to not bet a market until the game kicks off, and they watch the first series and then bet the live line. We're seeing a little bit of that. But if you know that game's not going to be covered in play, then you need to get your bet in before it starts because it's not going to be covered. Now, the beautiful thing is that the majority of all your big games and all of your and things like that are going to be covered live because the technology is allowing us to do that with the broadcast and the AI and all that stuff that does those live lines. But that's going to be replaced with bet and watch here pretty soon, where we'll show you what games we're actually streaming on select sports. Now, it's not going to be on the major sports because of the broadcast rights, but things like table tennis, ATP tennis, and things of that nature. We're already streaming a few NFL games. The NFL only lets us broadcast 1 or 2 games a night. But, streaming is really coming into part of these apps, and we've been an early adopter at it at Saracen.
Neil, is the NBA still a popular option? Obviously, it's an option for bettors, but the ratings are down in the NBA, and people have their own reasons why they think that those ratings are down. Has it been the same in terms of the first couple of months of the regular season as what you're seeing on money put on NBA games?
Not really, because we basically have about 40% more bettors on the site this year than we did at this time last year. Wow. So I guess if you benchmark it and weighted it to the amount of per capita that we had on NBA last year on overall betting and this year, it may be down a few percentage points if you weighted it that way. But this year, we're getting NBA bets that's 30% over last year, year over year right now. So, Arkansas is still a growing betting state. Usually you have about a 5-year period before you plateau with all the new customers that come online. And right now we're at year 3, and we're experiencing basically just a slightly above average player growth than the other 39 states that have gone online and during that time. So we benchmark ourselves to see what our growth is, and we're right there in line with where it is. So it's kind of hard to say, hey, yeah, there's more NFL betting this year or NBA betting this year when you've got 30 and 40% more customers on your site. Of course there's going to be more, but when you weight it, it may be about the same as it was last year, maybe down just a little bit.
Now, that's an amazing amount of growth from one year to the next. I think one reason that happens is because of the features you keep adding to the app, and also how responsive you are to requests and to customer service, and that's always noticeable when I open up X. You can see the way that you guys try to take care of customers. I think that's got to be a reason why you've grown so much.
Well, I love that, and we continue to hold the dominant space here in Arkansas. I mean, the state numbers came out, and we're right about 55% of the overall market, which we do more than the other 2 legal sports books in the state combined. And I think the reason why we're able to do that is just like you said. It's 2-pronged. It's one is that we listen to the features and try to do what we can. We know we can't be all things to all people, but we know we can put a really, really good quality product out there. And then the second part of that is how much we cover Arkansas and don't just take the cookie cutter lines from all of the national feeds. And we create that local content, like our prop specials for like the basketball game tomorrow night. Those will be popular bet. And like I've said many, many times before, we are seeing more people bet. We have more money on the outcome of the prop bets than we do on the actual outcome of the game very often now, especially in the NFL right now. So, that's It's hard to do, but it's worthwhile to do to keep our number one status. And competition is good, and we're like that. We're the leaders and not following anybody.
Neil, let's leave it there. I hope you have a great Christmas. I know you'll enjoy the game tonight. I wish you luck for tomorrow for Tennessee. That's who I've picked in that one. So looking forward to talking with you next week when we're in Memphis for the Liberty Bowl.
It's going to be fantastic. And as always, this time of year, it's the holidays. Everybody stay safe. Bet with your head and not over it. And good luck on all your parlays this weekend, because we'll probably break a record with these playoffs. Looking forward to it.
Safe travels, Neil. It's Neil Atkinson, Bet Saracen, joining us each Friday. It is Arkansas's favorite betting app. You want to put a little wager on your favorite sporting event? You got Bet Saracen on your iPhone. Just download it from the App Store. Android users go to Google Play. You can type it into a web browser. It's betsaracen.com. The home stretch of the Golden Hour has arrived. 877-377-6963 to get with us on halftime. Stay with us. Back right after the break.
Yo, Adrian, it's me, Rocky.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Arkansas-Oklahoma Gas wants to help you save on your energy costs this winter. To ensure your heating system runs efficiently, schedule regular maintenance with a licensed technician. For more energy and money-saving tips, visit aogc.com/winter. Arkansas-Oklahoma Gas wants to help you save on your energy costs this winter. Adjust ceiling fans to spin clockwise to help push warm air down. And, health allowing, set your thermostat a little lower. For more money-saving tips, visit aogc.com/winter.
Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside Bud Walton Arena. While the students are away for winter break, we want you to fill in and bring the energy to the trough. You can relive the glory days and be a student at any of our 4 winter break games. Only a limited number of tickets are available, so head to ArkansasRazorbacks.com to purchase yours today.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Well, I'm back again for another night. I'm trying to break free from this sadness that I can't lay to rest. This old honky tonk sure does feel like home. And the music with the laughter seems to soothe my loneliness. Turn it on, turn it on, turn it on, memories, driving me lonely, crazy and blue. It helps me forget. Mr. Turn it on, turn it up, turn it up.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Still at Gellco Outdoors, 4600 South 0 Street. The lines continue to form here at the cashiers. Earlier in the show, I just was doing a little crowdsourcing and see if anybody had an opinion on the college football playoff game. And a gentleman that was buying some ammunition to put in one of his friends or his son's or his daughter or wife's stocking. I don't even think he knew that there was a Penn State SMU game being played tomorrow. So you think it'll work this time? I'm gonna try it again.
It's a lot of people bleed Razorback red. There's just there's one color in this state, and you got to put a fence up around it, man. Nobody really cares about anybody if they're not Razorbacks.
Okay, so we have 5 people who are at this cashier right here. Sir, you right there. You got any thoughts on tonight's game between Indiana and Notre Dame? Who do you think's going to win this? He's thinking about it. He's going with Indiana.
Oh, there we go.
We have an upset pick here.
Man.
We have an upset pick here. Who's going to be the national champion? Please tell me at least one of the 12 schools that's playing in the playoff. He's thinking about it. Crowdsourcing here. Will it be Indiana? Yeah, you'll be the only person that picks them to win the national championship anyway. Notre Dame, Texas, Georgia.
Hey, 45, while we got you here, who do you got in that Indiana-Notre Dame game?
Who was it? He says Georgia. I'm kind of with
Kirby
you.
Smart, yeah.
Kind of with you. Yeah, 45. We, Commissioner Jones has called for your pick on the playoff games for this weekend only. So.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 of us total, so it's high stakes, man.
So the ones for this weekend, the first round games this weekend.
Yes, sir.
I got you. So tonight's game, obviously, I in my heart, I would love to pick Indiana. I'd love for them to have their true Hoosier moment. I imagine Kurt Cignetti has gone out there to the field and said that it's 10 yards, just like our field. He had his Normandale moment out there with his squad. But the Magic's going to end tonight. I mean, South Bend in the snow, you can't paint a better picture than that for college football playoff. Notre Dame has really played well all season outside of the one stumble against Northern Illinois. So I would say that I'm taking Notre Dame tonight for sure.
If Kurt
was that a
Cignetti,
new Grockney or a Sam Rockwell?
Well, yeah. If Cignetti is Norman Dale, who the heck is Dennis Hopper on his staff? My gosh, he's got to have somebody who's a slobbering drunk apparently. If you're going to be Norman Dale,
I like it.
Who else? 45. What's
we
the
got
next game?
Penn State SMU 45.
Well, this is where I think I may differ from the pack right here. I'm picking this as my upset. I'm taking SMU in this one. I don't trust Jimmy Franklin in a big game. The Keegan-Michael Key doppelganger is just not really. Once November kind of rolls around, December rolls around, James Franklin's just another guy, just another coach. He's not. I don't think that he's going to be able to lead Penn State who really have not really impressed me all season. They've been good, but they haven't shown flashes of being really great. I know that SMU hasn't played a very difficult schedule, but I really like Rhett Lashley, and hearing him this week on our airwaves on Chuck and Bo just made me like him even more. So that's a little bit of homerism, I guess, but I'm picking the upset for the Ponies in that one.
I like it.
He's thorough.
I like where your head's
45
at.
is as thorough as a producer's ever been.
Yeah. All right. We got the Ohio State-Tennessee matchup in the Horseshoe Battle. I think the best collection of running backs in the playoffs.
I'm expecting this to be a slobber knocker of a game on the banks of the Olentangy. I think that this will be a really
Banks of the what?
The banks of the Olentangy. Is that not what they call the river right there on the stadium next to Columbus? Is that not what they used to say on all their broadcasts?
They do play in the Horseshoe.
Welcome to the Horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy. Is that not? Am I thinking of a different place?
That could be Keith Jackson.
Thinking of Keith Jackson, yeah.
I like it. You're right, man. I'm with you.
I might be wrong on it being Ohio State, but I think that's right. Anyway,
the Olentangy. You're right.
You're right.
45.
Thank you.
I'm taking. I am going to take Tennessee in this one. I just don't know if. I think Phil, you've talked about it all week. It's just that there's so much. It just seems like there's just a spark ready to be lit on a huge ignition of everything going up in flames at Ohio State. I mean, like you said, they have to put out a letter to tell their fans to, hey, even if we win or lose, be sure
I was gonna. I was gonna get to this,
go ahead.
Colton. Did you saw this tweet and the video that they put out?
I did see the tweet, and I just thought, Matt mentioned this, but it was poorly worded, poorly written, and it just seemed very hastily put together as if to say, hey, we don't have a lot of guys on our team left.
An English professor obviously did not put together this tweet because the first. So let me just at least say what this is. It's a video that's got Ryan Day and a few of the players that are going letter by letter on the words "Go Bucks," and it's an anagram. And it's just like, would they put this out if this was a four-team playoff where they're playing in some neutral site? Of course not, because this is at home where. Man, it's got some odd feelings around Columbus and the Olentangy River. This tweet says, don't forget to be the best fans on Saturday. And then the anagram of Go Bucks, G, gracious and victory and defeat. I think they meant gracious in victory and defeat. O, one community. B, behave like champions. U, uphold traditions. C, create memorable moments. K, keep the standard of excellence. S, show respect to all. What this is all saying here to me is don't boo our team. Don't boo our coach.
Yeah.
Don't throw things at Ryan Day.
Yeah, we're fixing to get our butts kicked. Just sit there and take it. Be nice about it. It's Christmas. That's kind of how the letter read to me. And so because of that, I'm taking Tennessee. They've looked also really good for a lot of this part of the year. They've had some stumbles, obviously, against the Razorbacks that we saw, but their offense is really coming to their own. And I don't know if Ohio State has really seen a type of offense like this playing in the Big Ten. I guess one that would be close would be Oregon, but Tennessee really stretches the ball down the field, and it's going to, I think, put Ohio State in a blender. I don't think the weather is going to play much of a factor in this, like people would say that it might for an SMU team or Indiana tonight with all the snow and stuff. But I do think that Tennessee is going to knock Ohio State off their block in Columbus.
The weather's not going to be an issue for one team or the other. I really don't think that's the case here. I just think it's the fact that you're playing in this kind of weather and potential snow is just cool. It's just, to me, it adds to the atmosphere, even watching it on television. I don't really think it's going to be a factor in determining who wins and who loses.
Yeah. If the NCAA and ESPN and somebody has not secured like the voice to do all the narration for all the the slow cuts in the snow to kind of encapsulate the football playoff, they're sorely behind. They need to get the Morgan Freeman, their own John Facenda on that for these playoffs, because 12 teams, there's going to be some epic footage from this, and I can't wait to see it. And then for Clemson and Texas, I hate the color orange, so it's I don't want to really watch this game at all, but I just don't know if anything's going to get past Texas's defense the entire season. For the rest of the playoff, they are really good. They play some of the best team defense in college football that we've seen in a really long time. The issue then with Texas is what's the deal with Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning? I know a lot of people are talking about, is Ewers healthy 100%? If not, they'll roll with Manning. Then what does that do for the Ewers situation? Is he going to stay in Texas? Mel Kiper said that he should go ahead and find a new team for next year if he's planning on staying in college football, because he won't be at Texas because they really want Arch Manning to be in there. But I don't think that any of that stuff matters tonight. I don't know that Clemson will be able to run up and beat that Texas defense for 4 quarters, especially while they're playing at DKR.
Well, Matt, that was a dissertation on the college football first-round playoff
I've
game
been
from the
preparing.
one and only El Flamo Blanco C45. Here we are set.
We are set.
Now, do you give maybe – because I don't think we thought about this when it was Hurts and Tua with Alabama. Was anybody wondering about the backup quarterback in that game? And he turns out to be the reason, in both ways, why they win a national championship one year and then win an SEC championship the next year. With Arch Manning, I mean, I think he's probably the best backup quarterback of the playoff 12. Does that have any factor in not just this game? Because if Ewers doesn't play well and he gets pulled and Manning comes in and they win, he's their guy the rest of the playoff.
He's a running quarterback first. They're different quarterbacks, and what's the hardest thing, and a lot of college defensive coordinators that tell you this, they can stop an offense. It's just they can't account for that running quarterback when the play breaks down and you see some things happen. But as far as who's the better quarterback right now, it's not even close. Quinn Ewers is better if he's healthy. It's just if he's not healthy, we had this conversation earlier in the year. Is 80% of Taylor Green better than your backup quarterback? In that case, Phil, I think 80% of Quinn Ewers, Manning might be a better option.
Yeah. Changes their offense, though, doesn't it?
Sark is
totally changed. They're different quarterbacks. They're different. They're different quarterbacks.
Sark is a big offensive guy. He's one of the best offensive minds in college football. I don't think that he's going to be comfortable if the offense is sputtering with the hurt Quinn Ewers. He's gonna plug in Arch Manning early. And like you said, Phil, if Arch Manning comes into the game, they can't do the flip flop switch, snip snap rap.
I got this plasma TV. It's 12 inches right there. It kind of comes out on the wall right there.
You know the toll it takes on a person. 3 of them.
We're going to have to break. We'll come back, wrap up halftime in just a moment.
You're killing me, Smalls.
This is halftime.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Finding your joy in cycling is the main goal at Champion Cycling. Champion Cycling takes pride in helping you find the right bike. Whether it's a road bike, mountain bike, or just a bike for leisure, Champion Cycling has a great selection of bikes, including brands like Specialized Surly and Salsa. Need service or repair? The friendly, professionally trained technicians will assess your bike's needs and provide you with a free, no-obligation estimate. Find your joy in cycling at Champion Cycling, 5500 Mazur Road in Fort Smith.
Happy holidays from Sharp Equipment. You may be eligible to take advantage of the year-end tax credits with buying a new Whacker Newson before the new year. Sharp Equipment has excavators, skid steers, and other compact equipment in stock. Stop in at our yard location at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith to start your new year off right with a new Whacker Newson. Sharp Equipment, ready to serve you in all areas of Whacker Newson needs and more. Visit sharpequipment.com or call 479-649-0500.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me quando we can share a love divine. Please don't make me wait again. When will you say yes to me? Quando you mean happiness to me. Please tell me when.
Find halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Well, we're about done here at Gellco Outdoors, but that doesn't mean that the Christmas sale ends. They're still going to have buy one item of clothing, get a second item of clothing of equal or less value at 50% off on Ariat, Wrangler, Sitka, Drake, many other brands. Still getting 25% off all Yeti and Yukon Outfitters, ice chests, coolers, tumblers, and cups. And buy one, get one, 50% off on the Hey Dude footwear. They still have that going on here. It's just we won't be here any longer because the show is over in, like 3 minutes. So Monday, Matt, I will be doing the radio show from the parents' house, from the house I grew up in.
You're a world traveler. We're going to have to start calling you Brett Dolan. Man, you're getting your miles in.
We're in the eastern half of the United States, as Phil Elson, you could call it.
That's pretty cool, man. That's yeah. I'm looking forward to. Man, there's going to be a lot to talk about.
No kidding.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be fun.
Well, so you'll have the four college football playoff games. You'll have the big games on Saturday, in which it's like, how much football can you watch, right?
Sensory overload.
Plenty. We'll have
and then
the
you
NFL
get Pittsburgh.
Sunday. Steelers,
you're going to be there, right?
Steelers, Chiefs, Wednesday. That's right.
How sick.
Christmas Day, upper deck end zone. Haven't been to a Steeler home game since Tomlin's first year in 2007. I cannot wait. Can't wait. And really, more than anything, it's like this. I love when I see parents bringing their kids into Razorback Stadium, and it's the first time that the kids come in, and they get a chance to experience what they've been watching on television and hearing about and everything. And it's, the experience being in the stadium for the first time is just something that's really difficult to explain. That's what it will be like for my two kids. They've never been to a Steeler game at Acrisure. I'm going to tell them, look, we're going to call this Heinz Field while we're here, okay? So I can't wait to, pass that tradition along. And it'll also be Christmas and Hanukkah, first day, same day this year.
Well, that's cool, man. You get to see the fam, get to do something, make memories. Man, that's pretty awesome. And I think you're going to see probably a team that's going to win the Super Bowl, and then probably on the other side, the guy that's going to get Coach of the Year. I think Coach Tomlin gets Coach of the Year this year.
Well, in terms of what we're going to watch tonight, again, it's like I'd be excited about watching this just because it's a college football playoff game. But for the first ever on-campus playoff game to be at Notre Dame in like 25-degree temperatures, maybe it'll still be snowing. I'm assuming that it won't be snowing and the field just cleared by then, but it's going to be lovely. I mean, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect.
It's Norman Rockwell-esque. It's just if you're going to make a painting of college football, it would be this game that's going to happen tonight.
That's exactly right.
They're going to run.
Well, Matt, hope you have a.
Yes, the little flea flicker. Somebody's going to get an Oski. It's going to little fumble rooski. You know what? It's a loop-de-loop, man. If your dad wouldn't have played his heart out for me, man, I'd
We'll have the Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast coming out shortly. We're back with you on Monday. No show Tuesday, no show Wednesday. We are on the air Thursday and Friday. So hope you have a great weekend, Matt. El Flamo Blanco, you too. For C45, for Christian Johnston, and for Matt Jones, I'm Phil Elson. We appreciate you listening today. Stay tuned. Ruskin and Zach are coming up in just a few minutes. Get up, get out, and get better.